Everything's happening before I'm ready. Everything's happening before I'm ready. Oh, it caught me. I didn't know if it caught me saying that. It's true, though. That's a message for whoever that's a message for, whoever resonates with it. Everything's happening before I'm ready. I need to put the volume. I didn't know if it... There we go. So this is a lot later. I just need to check that. Wait a minute. Sorry, nobody's here yet. So, right. Telling my friend I need a big hug. Right. Okay. So, and you know, that's very Cancer season. That's very Cancer season is cuddles, hugs. It is. So make sure you get a hug a day. Do you know, actually, talking to that, I'm totally talking to myself because there's nobody here. Because I said there was actually, I bet you this time is I bet you, why am I coughing already? Is that because I wrote something about the throat chakra? I've not coughed all day. Yeah, I've not coughed all day. I've not got a cough. And I've started coughing as soon as I wrote something about the throat chakra. So this ain't mine. We're picking up on someone out there. Maybe you've got a bit of what I had the other week. Yeah, so first of all, if you're new, this is on a Tuesday. I've not been doing this rage, but I'm going to try and get back to Mini Taster Tuesday. And I've put what it's at. Basically, it's a free... Hello, Marie, how are you doing? Long time no see. I'm going to give anybody that speaks up a free card, and so that's hashtag old days or hashtag newbies. I'll probably give the newbies a wee bit extra just because it's their first time, but obviously the old days you get a card too, because it wouldn't be right to not reward the people that are here all the time. And yeah, and then I'm going to hopefully try and get back to Therapy Thursdays as well, which is basically when I come on and well, I'm always doing the cards whenever, but again, I'm going to focus that more on listening to people. I'm hoping to get some people up on videos and that as well, and yeah, and make it more about the healing. So that's kind of roughly my plan, but plans never go to plan, do they? Tuesdays, you know, people can get an introduction to me with the cards and the full family, and the Thursday that. So because I was, so I'm over explaining myself, but that's going to be part of the channeling, because again, as we know, every word of what I say from the minute I come on here, but really just every day of my life, every minute of my life, I'm channeling. So I'm channeling the healing, I'm channeling the energy. And for those of you who don't know that, I'm a Reiki master, I'm a shaman, I activate the light codes. What else? I do hypnotherapy as well, so I can relax you, I can calm you down. But like I said, tonight, the energy that's in the air, it's very electric. That's what I would say about it. It feels very Uranus, very Aquarius energy. And it's, I can only put it, well, I can put it down to a few things. I feel there is just a lot of galactic energy is what in fact, you know what, I'm just going to get those cards right. Galactic energy is what we call it. I can feel that side of me waking up even further. It's like, and I'm not going to lie, like that side of me has been awake my whole life, but and I used to go into a lot more of that on Facebook Lives and stuff, and then I just kind of, when I was on the Facebook, I just kind of stopped it because I thought what I do is pretty weird anyway, and I just was like, I just didn't feel people were ready for it, to be honest. Again, I don't want to insult anyone, but I really didn't feel a lot of people were ready for it, because what I noticed with what I'm guided to do is, because I'm like light years ahead. Again, I've said this before, but like I literally, other people that get this have said that to me too, but I literally do live in like the higher dimensions, the future timeline, whatever you want to call it, because it's like, Well, first of all, yeah, I can see so far in advance the future, which is fucking annoying. I don't think I need to point out loads of reasons why that's annoying. But you know, there's lots of things in life you just don't want to know. You know what I mean? You just like, why do I need to know that? Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, I could give countless examples, but there's other times, obviously, it can come in very handy and it can even save lives. And I have saved lives. Because actually, I was just thinking about that there. My friend I was just texting back there. I always give that example of I'd unfortunately had a dream. I mean, it was a very vivid dream of her baby at the time, who's not a baby anymore, he's a teenager. But I'd had a dream that he choked on a bit of cereal. Now you're like, kind of like, fuck, what do you do? Why, you know, do you tell your pal that or not? Like, who the hell wants to hear that? But as a very wise person said to me once, you know, it's my clairvoyance. It's I've got a responsibility. It's a gift. You know, if I see something like that to somebody close around me, or for the collective, i.e. the world, I have to share that message because it can, you know, it can save lives. And like I said, it has saved lives, me seeing things like this. And yeah, long story short, again, those of you have heard this story before, I told my friend, knowing that she knows my heart, again, it's my best pal, but I mean, like, you know, like, but again, she's not as into this stuff, but she, you know, she knows Claire and she trusts Claire. I'm Claire, but it's but yeah, I told her, and you know, I love this about. That's why she'll be one of my best friends. It's, you know, I love that honesty about someone that, you know, she did actually let me know. Because again, I'm not gonna lie, right? I've got folk around me that I will tell them things. I will help them, whether it's a warning about somebody that's not right around them, like don't trust them, or which I don't even bother trying to do now. Do you know what I mean? Just let folk get on with it. They learn, you know, some people have got to learn that way. I was about to say the hard. I don't like saying it like that, but yeah. What other way do you need to say it? Some people do need to learn the hard way, and it's not just the hard way, it's a karmic path, you know what I mean? Like, if it's something that's destined in your karma for you to learn, you need to learn it, you know, whether it's having friends that are not so friendly behind your back in your path, or getting into relationships that turn out, why the hell did I do that? If you look back on it, you know, when you're an old lady or an old man or whatever you identify as, if people are still, yeah, if that craze dies down, sorry, I should really said that out loud, but I did. But again, it's anyway, that it's, you know, that basically that threw me off saying that. I feel like, sorry, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I just channeled my granddad or something when I said that there. But you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, listen, I'm being very conscious. Oh fuck, I know why I'm saying this. Oh wait a minute, I'll read this a minute. I know why I'm saying this. It's because no, that's in her chart. Oh, it's just me then. I was going to say this, it's conjunct Uranus conjunct the moon, but it fucking isn't. It's just I've got Uranus conjunct the moon all the time. It's me. It's just because I was looking at somebody's chart before this, and their moon is conjunct Uranus. But yeah, I respect everybody and whatever it is they want to do in their spare time, in the bedroom or wherever else you want to do it. But some of the made up shit these days, it's like, right, come on, fuck man, you know what I mean? It's half it's made up, right? Okay, so anyway, let's come off that topic, but I did say it. Yeah, basically I warned her, and she and yeah, it did actually happen. He choked on a bit of cereal, but because I'd said, look, I'm going to see this, and I'm going to see that you both manage, like her and her husband, like you're both going to manage to sort it out. And yeah, long story short, her husband, you know, it was a bit of a panic, and she said she didn't panic as much. Obviously, you're going to panic when that happens, because I had warned her. So again, this is, you know what I mean? People can think this is a bit of a parlor trick and all that, but when you're picking up on serious shit like that, you know, it's not so funny. And all I know is when people need my help when they're in an emergency, you know what I mean? Anyway, right, we'll come off of that. It's a bit heavy, but right, so a few things, right? So I'm going to read what Marie's saying, and then I'm going to go into some summer solstice stuff. So, hello, lovely. It's Marie. Yes, I know it's you. Oh, is it because you were using another one where you just had your name? Right enough. But I knew it was you. Yes, I've done readings for my group, and it was throat chakra. So yes, this is, I actually channeled out a message. Was it Monday or was it last week? I think it was Monday, and it was over 2 hours long. So anybody connected to this as well, like you will have like you will have got the healing from it and heard me telepathically, but I haven't published it yet, and I feel I'll probably publish it tomorrow, because by the time I finish this, I'll probably just want to watch some Love Island and go to my bed. But I'm being guided to publish it tomorrow, and yeah, but you'll see. So if I say things about the dark moon and the new moon, obviously that's past, but sometimes that helps because you've already went through the energies, so you can reflect on, oh yeah, that is how I felt. But yeah, there was lots of throat chakra stuff, lots of Mary Magdalene forgiveness. Wait a minute, I just need to. Wait a minute, I've got some stuff going on, so I just need to reply to this. No, I won't turn it off. I'll just look. Yeah, anyway, so like, yeah, so again, if I might need to, I don't think I'm going to need to like go off for that, but I might need to go off. Yeah, like you said, these energies are, people are, yeah, you could either be feeling ill, or like I said, I was healing somebody else earlier of feeling quite dizzy and headaches and stuff. And it actually reminds me what happened to me a couple of weeks ago. So again, like I always say, this happens with Ascension. You can get things that are like an actual flu, Ascension flu, or you can get a cold, or you can get headaches, but you have to treat them seriously. So you have to, if you are ill, I shouldn't have to fucking say this, it's common sense, but please rest, like if you're not feeling well, rest, drink loads of water. Hello Nix, after everything that I do, always drink loads of water, because this is energy healing that I'm doing. It's just in my own way that I do it, right? I don't need to do all the bells and whistles, right? No offense to anyone that does. I've got all the shit. I've got fucking selenite wands and swords and rattles and all that crap, but I just hold, I've worked that hard on myself for, over a decade. Really, it's 2 decades, it's 20 years. I've worked since I was a teenager, like on myself and on my healing abilities. That's what happens when you're an Empress, a divine feminine, and that's why, it's about confidence when you're healing, and it's very linked to being a hypnotherapist too. Nobody wants I kind of sort of know what I'm doing. You want a confident as fuck hypnotherapist. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want somebody faltering. So that's why I don't, need to do all of that kind of stuff. But what I'm saying is, these energies are really strong, and they're pulling it reminds me of what I do. Like, anyone that's ever been in person with me, I could never mind in person, I can feel it now. So when I'm holding my hands up like that, I'm just going to keep them there. And if you're open to it, like, my hands right now are drawing out. I could just feel like it's like they're magnet, they're pulling out energy. And this is what happens when I'm with somebody on a Zoom, or like say I am on Zoom with you, it's just I'm on with a lot of people. And but that's what I feel this solstice is doing. Obviously we're in the new moon in Gemini, and that's why I feel it was a throat activation, because that is the third house, which is communication. But I do feel as well the energy coming in with the solstice before any like winter solstice, summer solstice. By the way, did you see the shorts? I pulled summer solstice for tomorrow on the summer solstice. Like, I couldn't contain my excitement, man. I fucking love it when that happens. Like, obviously that's why I got the deck, but I was like, oh my God. So there's just big energies, right? So it's like, I just need to get this energy out, because it's, there's excitement, but there is also anxiety. And again, it's not very nice and people aren't feeling well in that. And again, but this is the times we're in, like, people are really feeling the intensity of these energies, what I mean, is what I'm saying. So, and I dare say this is why I was glued to my bed all day yesterday, because trust me, I'm way too energetic for a moon in Cancer at the last degree. Fucking hell, man. Like, the moon's in I can never say that word, but in the anaretic degree, the 29th degree, which is basically very chaotic. I was almost born on a 29 degree. I'm 28, 57, whatever. So I know, that's why I can handle these sort of energies. But yeah, I know about that. I see, the thing is, it's so funny. I was just saying that, Marie. You will have felt me saying it to you telepathically, right? Definitely you, because you always hear me like that. That's weird. The synchronicity is that with me and you, that I'm like, Ed, you haven't seen my video, but you're actually saying what I said in the video. I said about all of that, yeah, the Schumann resonance going crazy. It's that looked like light language to me, basically, which is what I do. Do you know what I mean? So it did very much look like DNA code. So yeah, it's a sign of the times that we're in. So again, some people are going to get that, and some people are going to be like, what the fuck is this all about? But all I'm saying is, you have got to be sensible about if you're not feeling well, because again, it's like, you know, things like with the heat and the sun, dehydration, you know. And I'm going to share this piece of information because I think with this synchronicity, although people have heard me say this all the time, this again is another life-saving one. My throat again. My mum told me ever since I was wee that when I was a baby, or my sister, but I think it was me, a doctor told to her that, do you know, when people are dehydrated, which again, let's face it as well, right? I don't drink anymore, but when people were, you know, in the sun and they're drinking, which I know very well because I was just reminding someone there when I was on holiday, it was quite a few years ago now. Actually, I think it was the last girls' holiday I went on, but again, I was never really a fan of them anyway. But that was when I was forcing myself to conform. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to say I never had fun, but do you know what I mean? It just, I was in fucking high alert, quite scared. But now I can actually realise it's because of my ADHD. And although I knew I had dyslexia, dyspraxia, I didn't know about that. And it kind of makes sense. It was just all a bit too, like, going out every night like that was a bit too much excitement. I don't like the sun, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, point is, I got absolutely fucking pissed. Like this is past self-clear, so they obviously just want me to make someone laugh with this story. So I sat up all night doing an all-nighter, and I watched the vote come in about the independence, you know, Scotland and all that, you know, when people are arguing about all that shit and that. Sat up all night and watched it. Don't know why. I'm not fucking interested in any of that shit, but I decided to do that night before I was going on holiday. Then when we got on the plane, we didn't have any drink, so I think we bought one ourselves, and then the guy in front had like wine and vodka and everything. So of course, yeah, we'll just have some of that. Yeah, we'll just get, you know, fucking drinking everything that's going. I mean, wait a minute, I'm getting them mixed up. That was when I went to Benidorm. Well, yeah, that's what happened when I went to Benidorm. And we were literally there for 2 seconds, and I was fucking ill as fuck. Oh no, that was. So I was all right on the other one when I went to Tenerife. And again, these are like, I didn't go on big girly holidays a lot. I've literally, well, actually, that's a lie. Where was that island I used to? I used to go to Zante. I went to Zante about 4 or 5 times. That was fun. But that was enough for me. But then again, and anyway, but the point is, when I went, because I'd overdone it on the Friday, I think it was the next day, the Saturday, and I'm just laughing because I think we literally went home on the Sunday or the Monday, but I was chronically, and I mean, I probably should have been hospitalised, right? But who wants that happen when you're in a strange country, and you know what I mean? It's like, no. But I was so ill. And I did push myself to go out, but then I actually did I faint? I think I fainted in the toilet, and I threw up. Basically, I was dehydrated, and then when I came back, you know, I just said to my pals to come, because when you're only there for 2 minutes, you know what I mean? But like, just have fun kind of thing. Like, I'll just go off and die in a corner. But yeah, basically, I just kept drinking water. And but I was really, really ill, and I kept throwing up, and it was one of the worst nights of my life. It was fucking horrible. But the point is, see if you ever do find yourself dehydrated, because if it's not going to be you, it's going to be somebody you know. If you can just make the child, or I've said this to definitely with my clients or friends with kids, but it goes for adults too. If you can just make the person drink, not make them, but make them drink a teaspoon of water, like that would stop them getting hospitalized, because you know that's scary, isn't it? You know, if it goes to the point where someone needs to get hospitalized, but you know, if you could just do that. But obviously, if you're not seeing an improvement, and you do, you know, it does lead to that. So again, I think just with the high temperatures and that, I just think they wanted me to say that. But yeah, I can just feel there's just, you know, a lot of energy is going on. Right, okay, so anyway, I didn't get through reading what Marie was saying. Yes, Marie's an oldie, not age, because you're same age. Well, actually, you're a bit younger than me, aren't you? Or you're 1985, aren't you? Marie, tell me what's going on in your life. I mean, you don't need to tell us all your shit, but you've only got about 3 weeks roughly. The nodes change. The North Node goes into Aries and the South Node in Libra around with the new moon in Cancer. So I think it's the 18th of July, something around that. And so basically, I wouldn't be surprised if for these last few weeks, like, you're really being pushed out your comfort zone massively, because basically when you stay in your South Node, shit just keeps going from bad to worse. Do you know what I mean? And I know, because before I actually really properly made a go at on here, and again, I still wasn't, do you know what I mean? But what I mean is, I left it till the very last few weeks of the North Node in Gemini, because that's my one. Before it was just the world was kicking it just felt like the energy was kicking my ass. And that's when I put up the first shamanic journey. And I think it was that inner child one. And again, that wasn't a coincidence. It's because it's like, I leave everything to that, but you know what I mean? It's like, if the fear's getting the better of you, you'll hang on to the bitter end because you don't want the change to come. But those of you with North Node and Taurus, which you've got, Marie, again, I don't want I'm down, I know you've got that. Taurus doesn't like change. So you people with that can be really challenging for you. But yeah, just get ready for a whole load of change to, you know, if you're not embracing the changes now, the North Node is your destiny. You know, it's they don't say follow your North Star for no reason. It's like, it's the future. And so it's destined and fated times, not just in love, obviously, with being about twin flames, it's going to be relevant, but it's for me, like saying, it wasn't about love for me that time. It was, right, you need to get on your calling, you know what I mean? Because of how I help the twin flames. But it doesn't, this could go for anyone, people that do anything. It's just an important time in your life. So yeah, look to where the Aries in your chart, and Aries for everyone is the first house. That's a big deal, because that's about the ego, it's about your personality, it's about your body, your physical health, your whatever other stuff I said. Right, okay, so oh my gosh, literally just what I was saying to my girls. Yeah, so there you go, same energy. Dolls, got to go, sort me shiz for solstice, but lush to hear your right. Yes, booking soon. Yes, I would love to catch up with you again. Oh, Marie, you didn't let me know. Marie, are you still here? You didn't let me know if you wanted a card or not. She didn't let me know if she wanted a card, but I'm just going to pull her one anyway. So I don't usually do that, but I'm feeling, because she spoke up, she would want one. So oh, you're good. I'm glad to hear you're drinking the water. What do you mean they've blacked it out now? Well, anyway, we saw it, so their secret's out. Right, okay, so this is for Marie, so she'll catch this later. What does Marie need to know? And this is for Marie, but this could be, I'm not being funny, right? This is 3 decks together. See if that one about follow your North Star comes out. That'll be hilarious, because that is the North Node. What does Marie most need to know right now? And just, you know, keep it tame, because she didn't actually say she wanted a card, but I'm trusting that because she spoke, she did. I don't always assume that, but in this case, I'm going to be a wee rebel, and I'm going to break my own rule there. Sometimes we have to do that shit. Release the petals. Transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. What did I just say, guys? Yep. So there's a lot of change, a death and a rebirth going on in your life right now. And again, I'd say it is because you are North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio, and it's a fucker to have that. So not so much the North Node in Taurus, but the South Node in Scorpio, it's a fucker. The Great Gathering, it's all coming together, intuitive hit soul tribe. And isn't that funny that Marie's away to do stuff with her soul tribe? So that's interesting. And there's also rebirth behind that. Initiation, thresholds, birth, rebirth, I see at the table, the crowning. So yeah, there's a lot of rebirth going on for you right now, Marie. Right, okay, so, oh, what are these doing here? Alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. You see, for Marie, it might have already happened, but it may be that it is, you know, to do with your love life, because the Rose of Venus, alignment, flow, right relationship, harmony. Yeah, so Marie can update me on that in private whenever she's guided to do that session. I'd love a card, please, and then I'll do the kids' bedtime. Right, okay, doke. So what kind of vibe are we going with here? Because I've got a few around me. I'm going to read deprivation, because that is the healing that I done earlier. Oh yeah, so just before I do that, so no, I'll do your card first and I'll say, but basically I'm going to, so at the time of the solstice, right, which I believe is about 3:30 or something, I'm going to, whenever it is, I think it's something like that, I'm going to, I'll do a little short special healing for everyone on the channel. I'll either pre-record it or I'll do it live. So that's for everyone. But if you want some extra distance healing, that I am going to try and get the swing of, I'll do that either just when I feel guided to at special times, like definitely the Lions Gate portal, which is the 8th of August, or whenever I feel guided to. But I feel guided to do it this time, and they were telling me that. And because it's the first time I've done something like this in a while, again, I used to do it all the time. I used to do it fucking every Tuesday at one point on my Facebook, and I had to stop that after a while, because Like I said, I'm just forever doing shit for free and I need to receive back. So on that note, I'm just going to put it at a tenner. So if you want to be a part of the 30-minute distance group healing, which of course people know how good that is, that we're part of my membership. And again, I'm not saying that in an ego way because it's not me, but I have worked as very hard to be a clear channel to channel you that healing. But yeah, I'm going to send a 30-minute distant healing out. And again, I really feel it's going to be it's going to be powerful. And you might be like, well, why would I get the £10 distant group healing if you're going to be doing something during the day as well? And all I'm going to say is it's a little bit like anybody that invests in me with anything. So whether it's when I do the donations with it, because usually, again, I'm not going to do that tonight because I'm not really tired, but I can't really be arsed. But I mean, if somebody did want more cards, then I would do it. But I usually say like £10 for 3 cards and £20 for 6 cards, right? Like I say, nobody ever does the £20 one, but whatever, that's what I have it as. But just whenever anybody's donated to me at any time, I always just have that intention that you're sprinkled with a little bit of magic back at you. And I think it's quite special that the card I pulled for today was prosperity guides, because Juno conjunct the sun today is again, it's lucky. I don't like the word lucky, but yeah, it's fated. It's more so sort of fated around love, I would say. It's kind of like, again, I wrote that in the post, but it's like, did I write that in the post? I think I did. It's more kind of like no, I've wrote it for the comments in the video that I haven't published yet, but it's kind of like that love at first sight kind of energy. But there is got a very destined and fated type of love energy around with that. Because again, that's the Juno's to do with your marriage partner or your ideal marriage partner. And again, I said that in the video that you haven't seen either. I keep thinking you've seen it, but I haven't published it. I'll either publish it late tonight or tomorrow. It's a big 2-hour one, and then there's another one that's an hour. I'll publish the one about money tonight probably, because I've done that 2 weeks ago. So I sound ill in that, but it was 2 weeks ago. But yeah, whenever people do invest in me, and like I say, it's only a tenner, but can I just say, I'm going to be honest, I wrote on 2 bits of paper, £10 and £20, and I scrumped them up and I said, right, whatever lands nearest to me is what we're going with. And it was the £10 that was the nearest. So, and the reason I've done that is because it's, if I could just sit and heal everybody for free all the time, which let's face it, I have fucking done that for 8 years tomorrow, because it's my 8th anniversary on the summer solstice. But, it's not good. Like, so, they want me to receive back too. So, yeah, basically, I will be doing that 30-minute distance group healing. And if you want to be a part of it, I'll put the link in now. And I don't imagine there'll be a huge rush of people. So as long as I've got it'll come through on the PayPal who you are, and then you'll be a part of it. And the other magical thing is, when I have done this in the past, believe it or not, it might be a bit hard for some people to get their head around, but probably not. I mean, everybody that's here is not, anyway, new people. Let me just post this. Oh, let me post it all. Yeah, you could even pay the tenner after I've done it. I'm not kidding. So like, if you don't see this until like say Thursday, Friday, you'll still receive the benefit from it. So again, if it was me, like whenever, I've been a part of that, I mean, if it was me and I've seen it like, I don't know, a week later, I'm not exactly going to join in then, but I don't know, because these are really special energies. And all I know is I'm going to really dedicate some serious meditation and healing. I already have done. I had a lovely walk today, but tomorrow especially. And yeah, you don't want to miss this. So I'm not being salesy, because I'm not a salesy person, trust me. It would do my business good if I was, but you don't want to miss this. So yeah. Right, anytime there's an energy exchange, it is totally 100% worth it. So much more powerful. Thank you for saying that, Next. And she's not lying, it is true. Like, people say it to me all the time. It's like whenever somebody buys a session, right, and especially when they've bought my packages, they instantly say that it's like as soon, especially if someone's hesitating, if it's, one of the bigger packages, that as soon as they hit that button, like, this isn't just one person. Like, people have said to me, they have this sort of wave of, like, just... I don't know, like calmness or like, just excitement or so. It's like they already can feel that it's the right decision. And then, yeah, just people have loads of magical shit happen to them. Again, I wish it happened like that back to me. But if you think about it, it does. Because when somebody's buying a bigger package, I am receiving. But it is crazy. Like, it's like I can help but it's not crazy. It's to do with my placements. The way my placements line up with other people's, I'm pretty magical at manifesting money for folk. I'm just saying. Right, then I can share the love. Yes, I can definitely. Right, okay. Well, right, okay, doke. Right, so. Oh, I picked up these, so this must be what they want me to use for you. What does Nyx need to know at this time? Oh my God, why is my... I think it's because I've opened the window and something has went through my window. Compassion. So, right, so there's some... This is a very clear message. So again, notice how it's meant to be one card, and it's not been one card for people so far, has it? And I kind of feel like I want to pull another one because there's nobody here. Right, and if you do want a card and you're not shy to speak up now, or forever hold your peace, because I'm going to go into the collective stuff. And I think tonight, that might just, again, famous last words, but I might just get off if nobody's sort of chatting in that, and then I'll just go and, enjoy the rest of my night. Right, okay, so have compassion for yourself at this time next, because you're going through some kind of ending, some kind of closure. So yeah, I do feel like, just following on from the cards I've done for Marie, because it won't just be for Marie, they'll be for other people. That's why I really pulled her them, because it's like, look, this is for Marie, but it's going to make sense to everyone it's for. It's like this time is bringing up a lot of endings for the new beginnings to come in. And I know that because the cards that I pulled for today's energy on the shorts and for tomorrow, I'm pretty sure I pulled the same card a few times, and it was new moon, new beginnings. But specifically on this new moon card, it's got a wee couple sitting in a sunset. So there is a lot of... There's just a lot of, there's just big things coming to a close for what wants to come in. So again, you'll know what the closure is in your life there. Or it could be, of course, that you're going to get closure on something that's been ongoing in your life. I do feel that coming in for a lot of people as well. Something that's been ongoing and never seems to be coming to an end. I do feel getting some kind of closure on something, right? What else do you want to add to that? Loosen your grip, coping mechanisms, density, addiction, let God in. So again, there's something there about, again, I always just feel like, look, that card's really powerful, how it's like, she's like falling in the air. It's like, I do feel there is something you need to surrender to right now. And again, this is what I feel about the solstice to me. I always feel it in a really, really strong way. Oh, amazing. Oh, well, that makes sense then. Oh, how exciting. Lots of love and luck for that. Love and luck. See, when did I ever say that? Love and luck. I don't believe in luck. It's fated and destined times. So I hope it's the one. But yeah, there's something about, surrendering. So I think maybe it's around that. It's just like, look, surrendering and let's see what happens. But it's like, all I would say is keep visualizing. This goes for everyone. Keep visualizing what it is you want, because what I would say is at a solstice, it's all the crap. That's what I would say. All the crap comes up to the surface, and it's because all these happy endings and new beginnings and whatever you want to call it. Well, that's a different take on it as well, isn't it? Ends and beginnings, but the end isn't always bad, because closure can be like some kind of closure and a happy ending coming in. But, or is the happiness and new beginnings? It's always a bit of both, isn't it? And it can suddenly be closure and it's sad, but it's the end. And then it's something new. But it's, I feel it's really about that woman falling in the air. I feel that's what you either feel like now or you're going to feel like. It's just about release. And then that's what Marie's card said. See, they're just totally linked, the ones I've done. Wouldn't it be funny if the same one comes out? Yeah. It's like this rebirth energy again. And I said that to somebody earlier today, actually. I've went through it because they were just noticing how different my energy was from when I'd seen them a wee while ago. And I was like, oh yeah, I've went through a total death and rebirth. Like, but again, that is to do with the transits in my chart, which thank Christ I'm coming out of. But it's not fun. Right, what else? So basically, yeah, it's like balancing of the energies, balancing of the yin and yang within you, balancing of the yin and yang within you and your twin. Balance, dark and light, light and shadow within you and the others around you. It's all just pretty intense, isn't it? And it's part of releasing soul patterns, contracts, and past lives. and look at the people falling in the sky again. And then there's a full moon behind her head. So again, I really do feel that full moon in, wait a minute, full moon in Capricorn, isn't it? It's the full moon in Capricorn in a couple of weeks, and then it's the new moon in Cancer. So these are big ones for you. But yeah, that full moon in Capricorn, I feel it's going to close out a lot of, oh my God, that's so cool. Capricorn is karma. So that makes sense. Shit, that makes sense. A lot of karmic soul contracts are being wrapped up for people in every area of life. Like as soon as now, or maybe people have already went through it. And it's all leading up until that, into that full moon. So yeah. I wrote a letter and burned a letter today to release. Oh, you like doing that? Eh? I see. I love it how like people get something that they really, you know, that really speaks to them. And I know, like it's, yeah, that's great that you've utilised that, which is exactly what I did. Right. Well, brilliant. I feel that's just confirmation then that that was the right move. Right. And there's nobody here, so I'm just going to give you another one. Well, so anyway, if anybody has just arrived, right, I usually only put, well, let's face it, that's until I get that down to a T, I don't think that's going to be the case. So until we get a bit busy around here, people are just going to know they're going to luck out. If you speak up, I can pull you at least a card. There'll probably be a couple, but Nick's got lucky and got a few more because there's nobody here. So what else does Nick need to go and need to know? I did say need to go though, so you do need to go. And oh shit, what the hell's that? Hey, I'm feeling heat just at my which one's my right and left? My left shoulder. So again, I kind of feel like that's when I feel a pain or heat or something in my body, it's like, you know, they're healing the person that I'm channeling for, or, you know, a lot of people. But I kind of feel like that's releasing a burden off your shoulder is what I feel they're making me feel that for. It's some kind of burden is going to be lifted. So let me know about that, by the way. It's some kind of burden is going to be lifted off your shoulder. But I have to say, I do feel the whole woman like falling in the sky surrender. It's like, it's kind of like that we don't chase, we attract kind of vibe, right? But although this isn't a person, anything you want, it's about kind of just go with an open mind and see where it takes you. And if it's not this, it'll be coming up. Did I miss the whole stream? I'm just waking up. Nathan, I feel like you're channeling the energy, the fucking divine masculine collective or something. I'm just waking up. What the fuck's going on? Why am I in this life? What's happened? I've just remembered. Look at what this says. Spiritual. No, you've not missed it. I was late. I was meant to come. Well, I said I was going to come on between 6:30 and 7, and then I had other shit going on in my life, and yeah, I was late. So no, I've only been here. I've been here 39 minutes. So there might be something significant about 39 because I looked down at the timer. Spiritual evolution. Set your heart free. Wow, love it. That's for you next, but that's for anyone that resonates with it. It's time to set your heart free. And 3 and 5 is 8, and 8 is abundance. So yeah, let's call in some abundance. So on that note, before I do Nathan's card, if you'd like a card, Nathan, I'm actually going to read deprivation and the prosperity guides. Oh, did you see? Wait a minute. Did you see? This is crazy. So you can't have seen me saying that yet, unless I did. See what I mean about this is crazy. You're proving what I said. You know how I said that people will have heard me telepathically, the soul retrieval that I done. You'll see it, like I'll put on Monday, right? Because I've done this really powerful activation at the end of it to balance. Well, basically, it was an inner child soul retrieval and about to balance the masculine and the feminine. It was just kind of, you'll see it. It just came about because it was something in the book, and then I done it at the end. But you've obviously heard me again because it was about that. It was like I said that I was feeling the Mary Magdalene forgiveness rose codes. Yeah. And then because I pulled so many cards about roses. So yeah, so that makes sense. I was doing some this is so funny. Karmic cord cutting with Mary Magdalene energy. I was trying to final release cord. Yeah, that's amazing. So that, yeah, so this is what it is, you know. And again, if you don't know that, people, like I'm always healing with that Mary Magdalene kind of energy about forgiveness and unconditional love. So right. Come on down. Thank you, Claire. Yes, so that's fucking that's fascinating though, isn't it? I swear, like it freaks me out how much you hear me telepathically. Because I haven't said, did I say it on one of the shorts? I don't think I did, by the way. That's so crazy. Yes. Yeah, I remember you said that. Yeah, I'd love to get, I definitely do. I kind of would like to get the ant like on the back of my neck or something, but I don't know. It's been years since, it's been like over 10 years since I got a tattoo, and I've since read stuff about how bad tattoos are for your bloodstream and all that. So I don't know if I want it that much. Right, okay, so let's read this. But the point is, so if anyone missed me saying that look, this is how meant to be it is. Like, I shuffled but that's amazing, that interaction, by the way, because that does just prove to people, right, that, well, I feel it does, but we know, because we know that I haven't said that to you in this week, but you have heard what I've said. I think you'll be amazed when you see it, but not really, because it happens all the time. But you see, this is because Nyx is more attuned to, because she spent a lot of time with me in groups, and one where you just, you can just hear me on that level. It just kind of proves, the more that people like the video, to do the energy exchange that way, comment, the more obviously you work with me in sessions, or I don't do memberships anymore, but again, we're going to bring them back, and we've got a bit more people, maybe a bit sooner than that. I need to get the hours first, and then I'll be able to get partly monetized. I'll have the super chat and shit, all that. I mean, that is exciting, but it's still a while away. Yeah, I just think that's crazy. That's blew my mind, but I'm kind of not surprised as well. But anyway, the other thing that blew my mind was I was in a hurry earlier, and because I'm trying to do these all month, but I think rather than doing it on a Saturday, Sunday, I'll be doing those wee mini healings, the light code activations, like Tuesday to Friday probably. Or if I want to do it on a Monday, I will, but I just wanted to chill out and do fuck up. Really, it's like I can't really put my makeup on every day. I don't really mind recording one in my jammies, but anyway, we'll just see. That's what I'll do towards the end of the month. But anyway, the point is, I'd done it last minute, very quick, before I was running out the door, and I pulled prosperity guides. So you see how that links, that they'd already told me, we want you to do a distant healing for the solstice, and we want you to charge to do a distant healing, because I haven't done that in a while. And but also it's about, wait until you hear this, because I read it earlier, and it's all about the energy exchange. Like, if you stay in that energy of lack, and you hold on to things, and you hoard, and you're like, oh, I've not got money to do this, I've not got money to do that, you'll just stay in this energy of lack. Whereas if you actually give with an open heart to people that are giving out, like, again, I do it all the time, right? Just trust me. Again, I'm a wee bit more, I'm private and shit with Macra, right? But just trust me, I've done that for years, since they brought out all the payment buttons on people's super chat, because I know what it feels like to be a creator. And it's kind of like, look, if somebody's going to sit there for hours and give out all that healing for ages, you're damn right I'm going to give them what I've got. And sometimes I've only had like fuck all, I've had like a tenner in my bank or something, but I'll be making sure that I either give the person the whole tenner, or I give them a fiver, or I give them something, £2, because it's about being grateful. And I know that when you're grateful, but again, don't get me wrong, I've caught other things, people that do similar to myself, and I've literally not had it, like I haven't had anything, because that's the way my money goes sometimes. It's not that I've either got a lot or nothing, but it's kind of like that you know what I mean. It's like very, very Uranus, and it's to do where my money placements are. But again, I'm getting to that point in my life where it's not going to be like that, and I know that, that it's kind of like, that's just been to have taught me till about this age. And I know, because of some of my placements, and it's like from kind of like this age onwards, I won't need to worry about stuff like that. But again, we're no fucking nowhere near that, guy, so let's just fucking calm down. But you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm going to read the book now, and you'll see what I say. I just thought it was quite funny that I'm basically saying, if you trust me, and you've got it to give it, and you're grateful, and you want to be grateful for all the other times I do it, and basically you want to get the magical solstice healing, and just trust me when I say, again, I'm being cryptic for a reason, but it's going to be special. It's going to be special. It always is, though, isn't it? For the people that have been in my groups, whenever I say, right, these people have actually paid, they pay me monthly, or they've paid an additional payment, let's fucking go extra OTT on the healing, and people do feel it. Like, people were saying that, they've been going to the doctor for 10, 15 years and on pills and antidepressants and everything, and I'm not even shitting you. Like, again, always get the input of other other doctors or healing modalities or whatever. But what I'm saying is, that's a true story. Some people were chucking away their antidepressants and they still never went back on them. Some people had no energy, they were going out a fucking run. Some people attracted money. So you know what I mean? So I think for the exchange of a tenner, when I could have charged 20 quid if that bit of paper landed a bit closer, Anyway, so like I said, it's a tenner this time, but I feel when I do that the other times, it might be slightly more, not loads more than it, but it'll depend on what I'm doing. But anyway, blah, blah, blah. Right, so this is the healing that I've done for today, and look at how much it links. Deprivation, I'm having trouble saying that, prosperity guides, withholding, see what I mean? Oh no, I can't. It's like the Four of Pentacles, I can't give this because I've not got it to give. Is that really true though? Like you said, I do hear you. Sometimes it fucking is true, right? Like sometimes it is true. I found two £20 gift cards the other day. I was like, wait a minute. Has this actually got the money on it? Or is it like something I've picked up? But I'm like, no, I don't go in physical. I do. Not very much, but I'm more I get my online shop. When it was the pandemic, I just fucking hell, once you go online shopping, you don't go back. Whenever I do actually set foot in the physical, like go my food shopping, well, for one, I don't drive, so I'm like, right, Mum, please give me a lift, right? And it's like, I'm fucking having a panic attack the whole way around the shop. So why the hell would I put myself through that every day? I just don't, do you know what I mean? I'd rather just boom, 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 buy it online, get it ordered. You know what I mean? Get it ordered, get delivered, especially when you live so fucking high up as well. It's just, you know what I mean? Anyway, right, so withholding, paranoia, stinginess, frugality. So listen, that's for you to know and me to wonder if that's you, but it's got to be some people. And going by the amount of donations I get fucking all the time, everywhere, all over the place, not, again, I know I do get occasionally from some of you, and thank you, but just saying. I'm feeling such a cheeky bastard tonight, but it's quite funny. Whether because of a sudden change of circumstances or long-held patterns of lack, you may find yourself feeling overly concerned about your finances and security right now, which, all jokes aside, that isn't funny. When we feel like that, that's terrifying, and a lot of people are in that. But it's designed that way. What's happening on the planet right now, a lot of people are being stripped of all their fucking money, right? Because if you're worshipping money too much, because that is what programming has done to us, to worship money, to worship designer handbags, to worship having the best car, to basically like you're nobody unless you've got this, and this. Well, no, actually, I think you'll find when everything's stripped away from you, what you really want is, you know, to be surrounded by like love, and I mean like real love, like people that have got your back, people that will see if you take away all them things, are those people still gonna, you know, still going to be around, or like was people hanging around you because of what you had? You know what I mean? I know the kind of folk I'd want around me. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, I don't really want to quote her because, yeah, I'm not going to say who said it, right? Because when you wake up properly and you realise, right, I don't be fucking idealising these talk show hosts and that, because you don't really know who they are unless you know. If you know, you know. But the people that aren't fully awake don't know. So, but you know what I'm saying? But it was apparently her that said that I'm being so cryptic, but it's not the people that ride in the limo. What is it? It's something about, it's not the people that ride in the limo. It's, you want the people that are going to get the bus for you when the limo breaks down. Do you know what I mean? That's what it's all about. And I don't know about you, but I'm that kind of person. I've been that kind of person my whole fucking life. You know, if a pal wasn't getting into the club when you were underage, when you were trying to get in the club, that actually happened to me once. And I bet, am I making that up? Or I've got a distant memory of, I think I was going into a, fuck's sake, was I only 15? Yeah, I think we did. I think we did try it again. It was a wee shitty club here. It's still a shit club, but just laughing. But yeah, I think I got knocked back from it. And I'm pretty sure every fucker went in. But I actually have a very vague memory. I mean, I'm 39 now, right? So it's like I have a very vague memory of, I think the person that came out might have been the person that's still my best friend to today. So that would make sense, doesn't it? But it's because she's very like me like that too. It's not worth it for a night out. You know what I mean? Sending you're letting your pal go home on their own. Expect, like, never mind whether they're 15 or fucking 35. You don't do that. Do you know what I mean? It's just no. Because I would just fucking worry. I'd rather make sure the person got home and then get a taxi back to the club. Do you know what I mean? That's still a bit shit, but I mean, it's better than fucking leaving it. See you later, bye. Oh, you did get it. I see you later, bye. Do you know what I mean? No luck. Right, anyway, so what are you saying before I read this? I've seen and received miracles in so many groups. Yes, feels like you're already in the... It does, doesn't it? I know it's crazy. This is what I mean. I live in the future. I'm already in the Leo moon and it's 2 hours away from now. I'm struggling with people in just now. If you know, you don't want to know. Exactly. It is. And again, a lot of you will know that, you know, and I remember this for myself, you know, I don't forget that as well, that I remember right at the start of the pandemic, there was a lot of horrible shit that I knew in the world that blasted my third eye open, that I found out, like 10 years ago, and probably longer than that for some stuff. But there were some other things that I hadn't been aware of as some people in the public eye that you just don't, again, we better be careful because this channel is growing. But and I had to reach out to some of my friends that I could tell they knew. And it was just kind of like, and it's just, you know what I mean? It's just like, what the fuck, man? This is fucking nuts. I'm imagining it, but it's not. You're not. And it's not a conspiracy either. There's some majorly fucked up folk in the world. And you know who some of the majorly fucked up folk in the world as well? They keep an eye on people. See, you know, I've been told that, again, I'm being a bit too, can we go there? I think we can. That I've been told by many, many different people that can tune in to what I'm here to help with. And it has been said to me that this channel grows very slowly for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Like the algorithm can detect truth, and the algorithm and whatever it is they use as fucked up AI and that as well, they know who I'm here to help, and they know I'm here to help the twin flames. And again, twin flames have all got some sort of healer, you know, things to do in the world, big things to do in the world. Again, it's not always necessarily similar things to myself, but a lot of it can be. It can just be like, perhaps you and your twin flame are going to set up a business, healing folk in some other kind of way. Like, you know, help. I'm going on about money just now. Maybe people are like, I don't know, maybe some people are fucking accountants and good at money and that. You're going to set up some kind of thing to charity, help people with their debt. I don't know. But do you know what I'm saying? It's like, that would be a really healing thing for a lot of people. But it's just, you put a lot of other people out of it. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's just, there's always people watching. But like I said, there's only 5 people watching right now. So if there's a big bad person watching right now, well, hiya. At some point, though, there will be. Right. Whether because of sudden change or circumstance or long-held patterns of lack, you may find yourself feeling overly concerned about your finances and security right now. You might be worrying that there won't be enough to meet your needs, so you're trying to conserve every penny. Your fears may even cause you to unconsciously seek others to reassure you or guarantee your needs in some way. The trouble with allowing these fears to take over is that your insecurity will be felt by others and they will step back fearful of being used for your security. I'm laughing because this is talking about like it sounding like money, but it is very much like that. What do you call it? Like, I attract, I don't chase. It is, you know, you can absolutely link that to love, but not only love, the twin flame journey. That is why on the twin flame journey, if you have ever taken a step or a big leap, or, you know, felt some moment of bravery to, you know, to not chase, well, yeah, I suppose they do call it chase, but, you know, to just fucking say hi, to check in, or to say happy birthday, or fucking something, to, you know, to interact with them like they're a human being, you'll feel them run like fuck. Do you know what I mean? Because of that. But again, so you might not necessarily, but some people will have, and I kind of get that word out, so that means something too tongue-tied. You might not necessarily have been in a desperate energy, but on some level you might have been, like, you know, you might have just been like, oh my god, I really hope they reply this time, or some shit like that. I mean, let's face it, who actually wants to fucking, you don't message anyone. Let's take the twin flame out of it. The twin flame I need to go. What's happening? I can't fucking speak. Take the twin flame element out of it. Whoever wants to message anyone and be like, I know, today I'm going to message my friend I haven't spoken to in a couple of months, and I really fucking hope they pie me. I hope they just ghost the fuck out of me. Do you know? Yeah, I hope they just, I don't care one bit. No, you're going to care a little bit less. So that's not a good example. If it's not something to do with love, you're going to be like, all right, that's a bit fucking weird. But again, loads of folk will think I've done that to them because I deleted my WhatsApp, like, I don't know, a year ago or something now. I bet you anything, I'm going to meet folk on the fucking beach or something. They're going to be like, I WhatsApped you like last June and you never replied. I'm like, because I deleted it. Because whatever I've done, I didn't uninstall. I don't think you can. I didn't uninstall it. I just deleted the app. But like I always say, like, listen, I can't be that fucking important in your life, because if I'd messaged someone and they never got back to me ever and they were a friend, I'd kind of be a bit concerned and I'd probably text them. Do you know what I'm saying? But I don't know. Depends on how close you are. Sometimes you might think you're bothering them or something. But anyway, no idea what the fuck that's got to do with anything. But you know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter whether it's a person or a thing. It's like the more you're focused on wanting this thing or wanting more money, you're feeling like you're just staying in this lack energy. Whereas when you just chill, I say this all the time, but whenever I get really stressed out about money to the point where I'm crying or something, because again, I used to get that all the time. I don't really get like that now, but I don't get like that now ever, actually. And there are moments where I really could and should, and other people, not should, but could, and other people would, but I don't, because they've always got my back. But yeah, it's always when I just relax and do something fun and do something else that money does come out. You know, somebody books, or you know, I find a fucking email where somebody's wanting to book a session and I haven't found it. Sorry, I found 2 of them emails yesterday. And it's like, again, like I say, that boat might have sailed for people, but it's, I always think it wouldn't have been the right time for me anyway. But yeah, whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? Okay, so the trouble with allowing I just read that bit. Yeah, the trouble with allowing these fears to take over is that your insecurity will be felt by others and they will step back, fearful of being used for your security, creating a cycle of even more deprivation. Why can I not say that? This circle of fear and lack drives up the well of prosperity even further. So that's what I was meaning by when you can sort of uncondition yourself or reprogram yourself out of that kind of, well, I can't give to them because I've not got enough for this, this, and this. But what I've found is whenever I genuinely have found something really helpful online and they've got some kind of donation thing, like I use the Ko-fi thing because I've not got the super chat and all that, or I find people that have got super chat, I do give them, you know, and like, again, anything from like, you know, I think the most I've given someone £20 before, because I'm like, if they've actually sat there, damn right, I'm going to do that. It was like somebody pressed the 25 quid button on my Facebook Live once, twice, and I thought they'd made a mistake. And they said, no, I just actually couldn't believe how powerful that was. And it really helped me. And then remember years ago, that hasn't happened since, but another woman who sometimes comes on here sometimes gave me £75, right? So I don't know what that is in dollars. Would that be like maybe even being close to $100 or 90 or something? £75. And I swear to God, I pulled her 2 fucking cards. That was another twin flame. And that was before I was out my twin flame closet. It was on a Facebook Live, and I think right enough I had pulled her cards about love, and she gave me £75 fucking pound. I nearly fucking fell off my chair. I messaged her to be like, by the way, I think you've made a terrible mistake. She went, no, I haven't. Like, I just know that when it's tithing, I just know that by doing that to you, and you really deserve it, and that helped me, I'll get good come back to me. So I'm just saying, you know, I'm saying for the people that it's like, it helps me. So if people actually, yeah, I thought that. I was mental. But it's, you know, so again, it doesn't necessarily, I'm not begging you for the tenner either, again, because like, it's not like fucking loads of folk ever give it. Like, I'm seriously, it'll be about fucking 3 years. If it's even 3 years, it might be one of you. I've done them things before and it's been one person. So, but it usually is, well, in recent years, it probably would have been at least 5 because I had my membership. But when I've done it standalone, when I've not had it, I've absolutely, and I didn't cancel it because I thought, do you know what? That fucking person must really need this. And actually, it's going to be like they're getting one-to-one healing. So there you go, Nick. If you're the only one signing up, you might get a one-to-one healing on the solstice. Mary Magdalene and Jesus energy, right? I mean, fucking hell, you'll be in a twin flame union by next Tuesday with that shit going to you. Imagine that happened to someone be saying it. I'm not kidding. This is the energies that we're in. Right, okay, so God, where's this energy coming from? I'm totally in Leo moon, haven't I? That was a good observation. I'm in Leo moon energy. There's some kind of weird happiness coming from somewhere. And I'm normally miserable as fuck. On the last degree of Cancer, I'm like fucking pulling the covers over my head and want to go to sleep. Do you know what I mean? Happily, your prosperity guides are here to help you reverse the vibration. Well, yes, we noticed. You're working through me. They inform you that hoarding or withholding in any way goes against the divine flow of the universe, and it's the opposite of what's called for to create prosperity. But you see, how it works for me is I share with others by doing this. So again, because let's face it, most of the time when I come on, like there is, you know, it's not about like donations or anything like that. It's just, I'm just coming on to chat. And it's just some of the times it is to balance the scales. So it's like, you know, or like I said, if I'm receiving somebody else, it's about give a little, you'll find you'll get a lot back from someone else, and keeps the flow going. Right, okay, so the universal laws of prosperity state that we receive what we give. The universe does not lack. Lack only exists in our minds. The true source of poverty is an indication that we've disconnected from our divine source, which causes low self-esteem. This is the true source of lack in any area of life, whether it's money, comfort, security, or even love. To get back into the flow of things, your prosperity guides urge you to reconnect to the source by being generous in all ways. And like I said, nobody can accuse me not being fucking generous. If you've ever actually booked a session, I usually give you longer, quite a lot longer. I've tried to cut that out. And by the way, that's why you see them free Zooms. I'm not doing that. I've had too many synchronicities where they're like, we don't want you doing that, right? So anybody that I'd already previously said I was going to do that, like Nathan, I'll do it with you because I'd said to you, but yeah. They don't want me to do that because it's just not going to work. Because it's about as well, you see, when there's a payment too, when you commit to something, you're going to, it's like you're going to do the work. You mean, so I think there's something in that too. There was just too many synchronicities. I'm not going to do that. Right. So to get back in the flow of things, your prosperity guides urge you to reconnect to the source of being by being generous in all ways. Any stingy tendencies, even with yourself, only keep you cut off from divine supply. It's like another example they want to give, right, is when I haven't had a lot of money, but I've had this overwhelming, and again, it can be overwhelming pull to get a deck of cards. It's always a fucking deck of cards for me, right? I mean, it really is. It's like, and I don't get myself a deck of cards that much anymore, but when I have this overwhelming pull, like when the Hay House done the sale the other week there, because sometimes some of these decks can go right from 20 quid to a tenner, or sometimes like more than that, you know what I mean? I'm kind of like, well, if I've had my eye on that a while, and it's like, but I'm always like, oh, I shouldn't really, it's not like I need it, but I'll trust, I really will check in, I'll trust, and I'll do it. And again, it's like I do that, and then like 3 times the amount of money comes from like somebody doing a session, or you know, just it comes from somewhere. So who's that? Hello, Charlotte, how are you doing? And by the way, I'm later because yeah, there was stuff going on for me, so I came on a lot later. So maybe that was because you were going to come later too. What else was I saying there? Yeah. So, but again, that's a big one because some of you might be like that. It's a lesson that it doesn't matter how many times I do it. It's like I was about to say I worry a lot. It's like I do and I don't. There's some shit that when I was younger, my mum says I was a born warrior, a born warrior. But I like to say now I was a born warrior. I'm getting fucking tongue-tied. I was a born warrior. I was born worrying, always worrying, right? And always wanting to check up on people. When I was little as well, I was always like, you know, when I was a wee girl, I was always just wanting, you know, just wanting to make sure everyone was all right. And I'm still quite like that. Like if I've ever got like my nieces or, you know, my friends' kids or anything in my care, like I'm really vigilant. Do you know what I mean? I'm very Virgo, I would say. Because I've got my son in the house of Virgo, like I don't take my eyes off them. That's probably my Scorpio rising too. I was about to say something else as well. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not going to say that. I was basically what I was going to say, anyone local that's lurking, because again, lots of local people don't really tend to let me know they're fucking watching this. They just watch on this line and make out they're not. But unless it's like, you know, yeah, let's face it, that's usually how it operates. But yeah, there's places, you know, around my bit that you just know it's kind of like when it's busier in the summer and there can be a lot of fucking weirdos. Do you know what I'm saying? But let's face it, there can be fucking weirdos everywhere. So you should always keep your eyes on your kids. In the world we live in, trust me, you should keep your eyes on your kids. I'm not trying to scare you, it's just the truth. It's because Mars and Venus, divine feminine, divine masculine, are in Leo, and Leo is children. And I'm very passionate about that. If you think I'm outspoken and rebellious about some of the shit that's already went on in the world and some of the effects that we're seeing from some of the stuff that was forced upon people, or you'd lose your job and all this kind of shit like that, you ain't seen nothing yet. If they start trying to do that shit to the kids, I couldn't give a fuck how many subscribers we've got in here. I'm going to speak until they kick me off. And then I'll set up another one and I'll keep fucking saying it until they listen. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what we're working with here. That's why they know I'm going to do that. That's because that's my calling. That's my North Node. Right, okay. Anyway. See what I mean? The Gemini new moon's activated my North Node in Gemini, and I'm like, okay. Oh shit. Oh, wait a minute. Oh no. Sorry, I'm being really dramatic, but I need to check where something might be hitting my midheaven. Because yeah. I'd clock this. The Mars is at 18. Whenever that reaches my midheaven in Leo, I might be saying something very important, and not necessarily about children, but it's going to be about something. I'm calling it. I don't know, because they'll just make me say it. But right, anyway, because Leo is about being on a public platform, if you don't know that, and your midheaven is to do with your work, the 10th house, and that's why I have to be out in the public in a big way. It's not like you have to have a midheaven in Leo to be on YouTube, but again, it is why I'm on here. Do you know what I mean? I need to be seen in a big way to pass on these messages to people. Right. So, and this isn't even a big way, let's face it. I mean, but that is a lot more. Think about it. I was thinking about it the other day. It's kind of crazy. When I started consistently doing this, we were at 200 and something. So the fact that we're at 581 is really quite amazing. I've worked hard to climb this fucking mountain, and thank you, the people that have climbed the mountain with me. But I'm proud of myself because I've fucking worked hard. Right, okay, I've put the work in. See, I'm already talking like the full moon in Capricorn. I'm telling you, the full moon in Capricorn's coming to deliver. Right. The universal laws of prosperity state that I've read this bit. Where did I get to? To get back in the flow of things, your prosperity guides urge you to reconnect to the source of being generous in all ways. Any stingy tendencies, even with yourself, only keep you cut off from divine supply. And that's why I said, if you're feeling like you need to treat yourself something and you just don't know why, and you're getting all this input, like, you know, again, within reason, if it really is a bad idea because you've got something important to pay, don't do it. But if you're just being overly cautious and Four of Pentacles about it and not taking a risk, fucking buy yourself the thing, right? And just set the intention of, when I put this out here, I'm giving this wee bit of joy to myself, and then see what else happens. And I mean, if it doesn't happen, don't fucking blame me. I'm just saying it might be something unique that they teach me. But again, I think it is just about stop being so cautious all the time. And, you know, some people really need to hear that. Some people need to rein it in. Do you know what I'm saying? I've got a Sag moon conjunct my Uranus. So when it comes to card decks, you know, it's not as if I'm deprived of them, but you know what I'm saying? Keep it in balance. If there's one I really, really want, like, again, this deck's so old, but I've wanted that for ages. And it's just always not been at the top of my list. And then when I got it, I'm really enjoying them. And that's why I'm like just spending a bit of time, like using them on the healing things and that. Right, anyway, so reclaim your self-esteem by recognizing that you're a trust fund baby of the universe. I thought it was like, you're a trust fund baby. You're a trust fund baby of the universe. Your needs will be met easily if you open your heart to receiving the universe gifts. Open your heart to me, baby. I hold the lock and you hold the key. Open your heart to me, darling. Well, I keep going. I'm joking. I can't sing, by the way. If you're new, I'm not saying I can sing. I just couldn't stop myself. She's a bad guy too, though. By the way. I don't think that's even the real one. Have you fucking? That's not the fucking Madonna Agriot. Well, I don't know what the fuck that is. Just saying. That's no plastic surgery. That is fucking something else. That's fuck. Anyway, moving on. funny but true. What else is the album now? That album's brilliant, isn't it? And by the way, can I just say, that's like the only song I've heard today. Yeah, when we went to pick up my niece earlier, it was on the radio. Yeah, that's crazy. That just came in my head. That's why. I mean, I know the words that anyway, but it just, yeah. And oh shit! Oh yeah, shit. By the way, I did do Mediumship Monday. This keeps happening. There's so many videos I've published. Some, and if I don't publish them to YouTube, I'm going to forget about them. I published a really long Mediumship Monday, and I pulled the heart card with the guy, the lock and the key on the card. So it sounds important. Yeah, it was in the fun. Listen, Nix, it doesn't matter. You'll have fucking heard me telling you telepathically anyway. But I'll put it out for the other people that need to fine tune that. That's hilarious. Right, okay, so connect to this flow by sharing what you can. A smile. Well, I'm not being funny. I honestly become somebody else when I sit in here because I'm like, why the fuck am I so happy? Cancer moon is miserable and I'm not happy. Sorry, I know people are cancers here and everything. I love cancer people, but it's like, I don't like Cancer season. I'm not looking forward to a month for that. A compliment, your assistance, your time, your prosperity guides message, tap into the abundance of the universe by sharing your heart. Well, here I am sharing my heart. Because where I want to give my heart to, the door's closed and locked right now. Right, okay, so oh dear. Right, prosperity guides. 34. I'm just playing. 34. See, that was that weird. That sense of humor is not mine. Anyway, right. I'll trust it. I don't know, but that really doesn't feel like my humor. Right. Right. Oh, we'll do. Why am I looking at this? I just read it. We'll do Charlotte's card now. Right. So I've not put Charlotte. Would you just like me to see what deck I want to use for you? Sorry, my jeans are digging into me. Or like basically, do you want me to use those cards? The ones I just read, I can pull you one of them, and then I'll just read the one card and I'll read it from the book like I just done for everyone. Or would you like me to just pick from another deck? What are you feeling? Yes, and for anyone that's joining right now, I'm going to be doing I'm going to live stream from around the time of the solstice, and I don't know, for maybe just, you know, short one for like 15 minutes or something at the time of solstice. I'll probably just, I might even keep it silent and just pray for I'll do something, right, so that everyone can have a bit of, see, being generous, everyone can have a bit of that healing. And then I'll then later at 11:11, if I'm still awake, I'm joking, I might do it earlier if I'm getting tired, but no, I'll be awake. I'll send distant healing for 30 minutes to everyone at 11:11. If you want to be a part of that, use the donate button, and it's a tenner. And like I said, the magical thing about it is, even though I'm doing that tomorrow night, for any reason, you know, like I said, if people, you know, come into money later, that it's like, even if you donate like later on in the week, you'll still be a part of that healing, because time doesn't exist. Time's an illusion. But again, I've got a practical side of me too. And I think if I was coming across somebody that done that healing, that I wanted to be a part of it, I probably would rather pay before they done it. Do you know what I mean? But just because you can feel it. But that's why I give people a time. But it doesn't really matter. You feel it. I know that. I've done it enough to know that it is real and you feel it. So, which is why it won't always be a tenner. It will be more the other times. Right. So, because I might make it more regular. It'll definitely be, I'll do something like that. I feel when I start the membership up again on here, it'll be, because I'd rather do it as part of YouTube than do it on like Ko-fi or Patreon or all that. But I don't know, if it's taking ages to get the hours up, I might have to do Patreon. I tried to see what the Ko-fi thing, how it all worked in that, and I didn't try very hard, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, we'll do something. But I just feel there's not really enough people yet. But you can let me know if you like, you don't need to say in public, but let me know in an email if you are interested, because basically I think when I keep doing like 2 hour videos and that, I can tell these 2 hour videos I haven't published yet, that's really what should be going on the, you know, the private words, like on the Patreon or the more private platform, because I feel that's where they'll make me go deeper into some of the things that isn't wise to be putting out in public. But when I talk in public, they make me talk in code and cryptic, as you'll see in some of the other videos, so that you guys know what I'm talking about, and the other folk lurking in might think they do, but they don't. Sometimes I don't even fucking know what it is they're saying, do you know what I mean? It's all a mystery to us all. I'm laughing because in the one I done yesterday, Divine Feminine got mystery and Divine Masculine was mirroring, and it was mystery. So basically, the whole thing's a fucking mystery. So there you go. And it's not a mystery because I just told you. So if you never see it, that's what it said. It's been a roller coaster here. Karmic doing my head in. Yeah, it really sounds like you're all going through it. And this is exactly what's been confirmed to me by all my Soul Fam clients that are emailing me and updating me. So yes, I'm sending you all love, and you're all in my prayers. And for the love of God, keep me in yours as well. Thank you, please. I think it's in the air. I feel like we're clearing it to let more next week after the solstice. Absolutely. Amid heaven is in Cancer, I believe. curious what that means. Well, right now, depending on what degree it is, Nathan, it just means the moon will have touched it at some point. Because I was actually talking to someone else earlier where it was hitting their Uranus, and they are experiencing quite a very uncomfortable ascension symptoms, feeling ill, and that's why I'm on standby for my phone and stuff. So but it would just, when it's hitting your midheaven, it will just be bringing up stuff about actually what we're talking about, karmic release, because I pulled a card about releasing soul contracts. That's all in the air, because the 10th house, which is the next full moon, Capricorn, that doesn't fuck about for a start. It's ruled by Saturn, and it's about it's kind of like what I've just been saying, because I didn't use that chat. I normally always say that when it comes to money, but there's karma with money, and actually that's what why am I saying that though? Why is that relevant? Well, anyway, I was about to say it's the 8th house, but I don't know why I was homing in on. Oh, that's why it's relevant. Yeah, my North Node is in the 8th house, so that's why I'm good at releasing people from soul contracts, basically, and spotting this isn't a twin flame, it's a karmic. But by the way, can I just say, don't be terrified, because somebody did say something like that to me recently, where when I spoke to them ages ago, and I'm saying this anonymously, but they had thought someone was their twin flame. And again, this literally was like 7 years ago or something. And again, you'll know it's you if you're watching this. And now it's obviously years later, and she's obviously realized that wasn't the twin flame, it was a karmic. So, and again, like I said, this is what I'm kind of an expert in, because, well, I'm not kind of, I am, and it's what I'm good at helping people with. But I don't just come right out and say that. I let the person work that out for themselves. But there's a pretty good chance that, when I'm listening to someone, I just get this feeling, because I know, because I weigh it up against if there's a similar kind of vibe to what I feel with my own, like I just get it, I can feel it. But when someone's in it and they're, you know what I mean? People have got to work things out for themselves. Like your actual own twin flame, because like that happens to some of your twin flames. If you're divine feminine, they could get hoodwinked by someone else. In this day and age, when everybody thinks they're a fucking twin flame and they want to believe twin flame, and let's face it, I was thinking the other day, some people will actually make out but they don't like psychic stuff and mediums and all of that. And a lot of the time it'll just be because they're jealous of people that can do that. And if they could do that, they'd think it was amazing. Because it certainly was I'm just laughing. Some of the synchronicities that happen here are absolutely hilarious. It's like, there's there's a bit of that in it too. Sometimes what people make fun of and take the piss out too much, it's kind of like, he thinks you protest too much. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think you wish you could do what I could do, and because you can't, you're like, oh, that's a bit weird. Really, because I bet you'd find if you could do it, you'd be doing it, right? Do you know what I'm saying? Anyway, I don't know who that's for, but it must be someone, because I'm picking up on the energy of that. But it's yes. So just remember that, actually. I'm not joking. Somebody needs to hear that. It doesn't need to be about mystical stuff. It could be anything. If you're good at something and somebody's making out, it's like, you know what I mean? It's probably because they can't do it. So let's, like anything creative. So it could be singing, dancing, painting, drawing, you'll find if like people don't really kind of they just kind of don't really say very much. Don't think it's crap. It's probably because they're like, it's triggering something in them. Again, this is shadow work. But people that have done the shadow work, this will be people that encourage you. Again, because I'm forever fucking doing shadow work, it's like my life's fucking work. I have to do it myself. And everyone has to do it themselves. They just don't. Not everyone does it. I don't get away with it as much. Like I do, like I always say, that's what I started saying. Yeah, I just believe you have to be of integrity. And when it comes to, I started talking about money and I've went down this route now, but because I suppose what I'm talking about right now is stonewalling, which is a bit different. If somebody just outright fucking blank ignores you, but there's all different types of it. Somebody could stonewall you and give you no attention for something that you're doing, which isn't nice. I've had it done many a time. But I also don't give a fuck. But again, I was trained up to not give a fuck, do you know what I mean? Because I know I've got to be a messenger for big messages, and you ain't seen nothing yet. I say it all the time, but it's true. But you can also get different types of it where maybe it's anyway, you know what I mean. So Go where you're celebrated, not tolerated. That's what they're saying to me. You've done amazing, Claire. Celebrating your achievements. Thank you. Look, that fucking, look how much that fitted in. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you for climbing the mountain with me. I appreciate all of you that are regulars, and all the people that don't talk to. I know that you're, oh my God, this was ages ago. Sharing my heart with this old fam. Yes. Right, as I'm guided, I'm off to do the kids. Lots of love, prosperity coming at you like Cleopatra. Love it. Oh my God, remember that song? Can't remember any of the words to it. Was that last card my card? Because I've been zoning out listening to the... Yeah, I know, I'm putting you in a bit of a meditative state here. No, it wasn't. I've not gotten to that. So, oh, right, enough. Sorry, Charlotte, I'm going to do... Wait a minute, who arrived first? Fight amongst yourselves. Who arrived first? Did Nathan arrive and then Charlotte? It was you, Nathan, first, wasn't it? Right, so I think it was. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. But Nathan, would you like this deck? The one that I read the prosperity guides one out of? Or would you like me to just see where I'm guided? And then I'll do that for Charlotte too. Dooby-dooby-doo. And while I'm waiting to hear what you want to say, I'm going to give a message to anyone out there that needs this. Oh, right, okay. Oh, God, that was quick. Peace, life purpose, and finding. Oh, look, that's pretty clear cut, isn't it? So somebody is finding their life purpose, or you're being guided to find your life purpose, and it's going to bring a lot of peace your way when that happens. And like you say, that's not a coincidence, because nothing ever is. And again, I feel because a text just came in, right, actually, I better check that, right, when it came in there, I feel like you could be getting communications about, oh, that's good, thank God. Right, okay. Yeah, you could be getting some kind of communication about that, but again, I feel that it's really going to have a lot to do with the full moon in Capricorn for everyone, because it is because it is about because it is your life purpose, your calling, your work, your career. That full moon in Capricorn will bring up a lot for people about, do I even like my job? Am I following my calling? The ages of 38 might be significant as well, because my battery is 38%. And you've got all my love, because I've just came out of 38 and was last year? Nah, it wasn't. Well, again, last year, well, I can't really, what the fuck happened? This is what, oh no, it sucked. What am I saying? Yeah. I'm sorry to say, but 37 and 38 weren't the best for me. And so far, 39. It's a bit weird as well. So sorry if you're younger than me, but you've got that to come. Hopefully I'm coming out of whatever this shitty has been. But again, it just seems like big fucking grown up shit. Like, you know what I mean? Manifestation. Yeah, something's going to manifest. So again, I don't know who that's for, but right. And for another random person, this just leapt out. Clarity. Someday out there, you're going to get clarity about something. And I feel, actually, wait a minute, I actually feel this person has already got crystal clear clarity about something that they were confused about before, and it's what makes them happy, and who's a real friend or real friends, because I'm being pulled to joy and friendship and justice. And I feel this is about what we were saying about, there is some kind of karmic justice coming about, and yeah, there's something about, you know, making sure that you are sharing. I think this is for everyone, like sharing your talent. Look at what I just said, actually. Again, I was like, why is it going like that? But that was happening for a reason. I feel there's quite a few people on here that you've had folk around you that have really not bigged you up. And again, like, look, there's no point in fucking, you know, making out like that's not the case. I've got some people in my life that will make a fuss of my gift. but I've got a lot of people that don't. Like, I've got a lot of people around me that just act like what I do is normal, and like I don't fucking heal with Jesus and Mary Magdalene and fucking heal people in 2 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So just saying. But again, what I will say is I moved away from a lot of people like that around me because it hurts your soul. So, but I could cry when I say that, but you've no idea how grateful I am for people actually not treating, for just acknowledging that what I can do for you. Right, okay. But again, I have got a lot of people around me that do appreciate me, but it's a bit of a shitty thing about being like this. No wonder I like to spend a lot of time alone. Do you know what I'm saying? You can probably understand. And we've got talent. Fucking hell, look at that. All those cards, yeah, it's a talent. And when you've got a true talent and you shine and you stand out, I'm totally in Leo Moon because that's what Leo Moon's about. People are going to be jealous. Haters going to hate. Do you know what I'm saying? Keep on doing your thing because you're inspiring others and you're inspiring people you don't even realise. And you're committed. And I'm certainly committed to my calling. Anyway, love it. Loving that message. Right, okay. Did we both said do what you're guided. Right, okay. So Nathan, I feel like I want to, well, first of all, I'm feeling guided to this. Would you like me to check in on where you're at in the physical and where your twin flame is? I'll wait and see what you say, and because these are the cards that I've picked up. Because remember, I'm saying this to Nathan, but this might make sense to others. Well, it will make sense to some others. And if it doesn't make sense to you, it's just you're not on that same wave or that timeline. One's come out already. Increase your frequency. Well, fucking hell, you were guided here for a reason. We're certainly increasing the frequency around here. Higher conscious awareness. So again, I feel that is the case because again, there's only 4 people watching right now. And obviously, well, not obviously, I mean, other people, at least some other people will watch this later on when, people that have been at work or they've had other stuff on or they've not been on YouTube, whatever. And I truly do believe the people that are led to watch this, you're being guided to my frequency for a reason, to raise, if I sound like Ralph Smarty, raising the frequency. But yeah, like to raise your vibration, to raise your frequency. It's like if you've been feeling low and the last degree of Cancer Moon, like I say, it really is a very depressing. Wait a minute, this alarm keeps going off. So that means something though. An alarm on my phone keeps going off. The alarm in somebody's head is telling them, it's time. It's time to go. It's time. It's time. I'll leave different things to different people, but it's time to go or it's time. It's time. That feels like a bigger message. Well, it's time. It's time, everyone. I'm just over the window. It's time. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Don't get my kids to bed. Oh my god, shit. I'm not kidding. Sorry, Nathan. Somebody has interrupted your reading to give a collective message. Let your light shine. Harmonize. Look at what I just channeled. This is totally Leo Moon right now. I just channeled fucking share your talents and fuck everyone else. Like you're always going to have haters. Do you know what I mean? Of every fucking variety. And then you're going to have the amazing kind, which I just love. The people that are fucking making out like, they're not a hater when they secretly are. I mean, there's just all kinds of complicated, isn't there? There's just all, and believe me, when you work on the internet, over the years, I've attracted a lot of fucking weird interactions. That's all I'm going to say too. You learn that for yourself, right? If you've not got a platform, you want to do shit like that, you have to get robust and you have to have tight boundaries, which is why I'm always teaching people about boundaries. Because if you don't have boundaries, you're going to fucking soon learn that you need them. That's what I've learned as a feminine twin, as I activate your higher selves. Activating higher self. Right, okay. Now can we go to Nathan's cards? Although that might have made sense too. Right, so these cards are want to jump out, by the way. Right, so what does Nathan need along with, because that was collective, but what, because it was definitely going with the share your talents and don't let other people tell you that you're not good at what you're good at, or silently, slyly make you feel like that. Do you know what I mean? Don't let people make you feel like that. Do you know what I'm getting the feeling of? This is where the divine masculines are at right now. It's like this feeling of, so bear in mind, this will be some of you that are resonate this. It's like this feeling of you're really good at something. So like, I feel like someone here is like a really good singer, or they're a really good, because now I'm being shown somebody that I worked with a while ago. Again, I've helped so many people that paint, draw, sing, dance, act, like you name it, all the fucking things I can't do if you didn't mind. Like I can do some of these things, but not like that's not my talent. This is my talent. You know, being a healer's my talent. That's not my talent. It is fun though. Like I say, I do like to sing. But yeah, I'm being shown somebody that is a wee bit more reserved when it like she isn't with some stuff, but when it comes to like her drawing and stuff like that and her creative stuff, like I'll always say, like, fuck, you're really amazing at that. Like you could sell that or you could share it. This is people in my personal life, people in my professional life, but that was someone I'd worked with. And I kept saying it to her. And it was just, it just wasn't going in. She just doesn't believe it. And it's obviously just because people around her have just not encouraged her with that. And so it can be really hard to kind of take that in. It can even be quite overwhelming. So I don't kind of push the person with it. But I'm that kind of person that, and I share these stories all the time, but it must be because there's so much creative energy with Mars and Venus and Leo that, a lot of people, it's like they were so shy to share what it is they're good at with anyone. And they kind of not practice, yeah, they've done it on me, like, they would shoot. And again, that's some of you, like, that are here as well, is that, but again, I can think of many people that have done this, that definitely people that draw and stuff like that, or anything like that they would send it to me first. And I'd be like, wow, that's really amazing. And then it'd be like, that would slowly over time give them the confidence to then share it with more people. So it's something like that. It's like, that's what you need. It just comes back to that message of you're not going to let your light shine until you've had some encouragement. So unfortunately, if you've not got encouragement around you, and let's face it, when, regardless, well, I was about to say, no, it does. It kind of matters what ages folk are out there in that too, because I've got a whole different range of people. Most people that watch me, an overwhelming like 60-70% is like 35 to 45. But I've got some older people and I've got some younger people. But definitely I'd say, the kind of older generations, if your mum and dad didn't get encouragement and things like that, chances are you might not get that encouragement from your mum and dad either, or you might a little bit, or, they might have learned along the years that actually, I wish I'd had that encouragement when I didn't get it. I'm going to give it to me. It all kind of goes, a little bit here, there and everywhere. Which is why, actually, whenever I've recognised that my mum and dad have a talent with certain things, I overdo it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I totally overdo it to let them, like, that's really good. I actually still do it with some of the stuff that both my mum and dad do. And, it's like, it's very much, I would say, that generation of, if you kind of like, what am I trying to say? It's like I can feel my granddad talking to me right now. Is it that actually? That must be because my dad had showed me something about my granddad. I can feel my granddad. It's like that kind of regret when oh my God, because Cancer Moon and Cancer season were about being as well. It's about the ancestors, and it's like, from the other side, like they can see, like, I wish I'd encouraged you more with what you were good at. I'm sorry, actually, I actually think this is a message from my dad. Dad, if you watch on the sly, this is for you, right? But I'll end up just telling my dad that I got made. I won't lie, but I'll say I got it. Anyways, I think he does watch this in the sly. But like we say, we don't talk about that. If he does, we just pretend we don't. But I actually can feel that as, there's a collective message coming through, but secretly I actually do think it's from it. It's like, I wish I'd encouraged you more with what you were good at, son, is what I just heard. So my dad's watching secretly, that's for you, Dad, but I'll tell him anyway. Right, okay, so back to Nathan's message. But I actually feel all this stuff that I've been saying is to do with you, Nathan, as well. So take on board what I'm saying. Where's Nathan at as the divine feminine in the physical? And then you can confirm whether this is you or not. And remember, if you're like, that doesn't feel like where I'm at, sit with it. Where is Nathan at in the physical right now? Nathan, have you got any kind of, people around you that, well, I've been saying that, sorry, I don't know if you actually heard that, but if you're new, when I burp or hiccup, I'm releasing energy. And that was actually quite, like, it wasn't loud, but it was like quite a big burp. I just really transmuted whatever that was. It says karmic relationship, release in the past. But what I feel is, it's like now obviously this can go for, so if this is making sense to other people, this can go for twins that are, or any, you know, twins that are releasing karmic romantic relationships. But remember, it can also be things to do with family, or it can be friendships that are, you know, they've ran their course karmic. I don't know. Again, I've said this before, but it doesn't really feel very nice calling something a karmic friendship. But that is the reality of it. It is karmic. Do you know, if it comes to an end, it was karmic. But again, you're a karmic in somebody's life too. So like I said, you know, we've got to take that on board. Karmic isn't always bad. I think people can forget that. It's like, you know, it's just, it's run its course. But just like you're always the fucking baddie in somebody's book as well, or story, do you know what I mean? And actually, see, when you reach a level of confidence, self-esteem, you couldn't give a fuck. Do you know what I mean? Don't try it. You're always going to be the bad guy in somebody's story. Do you know what I mean? And when you got that peace in yourself, you really couldn't care, because chances are you're going to be around nobody that is spreading all that shit and that. Like, just use fucking sit about and gossip about your house and have a good time. If I'm still the topic of this discussion, I think you need to really go and follow your real callings and get something else to talk about. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that's directly about me, but it might be me saying that. It's just, you know what I mean, anybody that resonates with. But yeah, releasing the past, karmic relationships. I really do feel, if you've not already noticed that, it's like you could feel that your vibration is, your frequency is changing so much that you could find that you are not resonating with the same people that you once did. But I do know that you'd said to me that you're quite like me, You're quite, again, but I'm not a complete recluse, although some would argue I am. I do still, like, you know, that was one of my best friends there, like asking if I want to meet up, and it's but that's basically who I meet up with. Do you know what I mean? It's either close family, or it's like best friends, or it's like something that I need to go to for, I don't know, like if I need to go out externally. So, yeah, if I'm in a bump it, do you know what I'm saying? I don't have acquaintances, because I've found that these people are probably fake as fuck. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just that's the world I live in. But yeah, whoever it is you do, basically what I'm saying is, whoever it is you do have around you, just if things aren't already changing, just look out for, you're outgrowing something. I just feel your soul's becoming too, but this is, again, and I could speak from, they are showing me this happens to me. Well, it happens on the regular, but this has happened to me over the years, where you do just outgrow a relationship. And I feel that's happening to you somewhere. And again, I'm not talking about romantically, because I know you're not with someone. It's yeah. Tell me where, I want another one for, yeah, look, that is what I was trying to say. Rebirth, personal freedom. Look, how many times I've said rebirth? And this is where I feel I've been. You're going through a bit of a rebirth and personal freedom unleashed. And it's and I feel on the other side of that rebirth, you just may not want to be around the same types of people. And now it's going to be interesting what I get for your twin, because it's like, that makes sense, because that's what happens. You, as a divine feminine, release karmic things in your life, habits, addictions. Addiction always sounds like it's really serious, like it needs to be like fucking cigarettes or drugs or drink, or it's, you know, it can be like overeating, it can be sugar, it can be anything. Do you know what I mean? Anything that is not a very good habit. And then further down the line, your twin mirrors you. So where's Nathan's divine masculine female left? Before I forget Nathan's card. So Nathan's card is karmic, releasing karmic stuff and rebirth. And your divine masculine is transfer. Look at this. Yeah. Oh my God. And that is such a divine masculine card. Oh my God. I love it. Transformation, battle of the head vs the heart. So that is now, see, this is, it confuses me when it is the other way around, but it's quite cool, because it's, yeah, I like it so. But it's like divine masculine, regardless of gender, it always is a battle of the head vs the heart, because divine masculine energies tend to weigh up the logical, analytical side of it more than following their heart. So what you kind of find is divine masculine energies will do what makes sense, and that can often be like
putting their own needs on the back burner. Do you know what I mean? Like to put others before them for whatever reason. There's like, I've come across loads of different reasons for different people. It usually is like other people dependent on them. Like obviously the obvious one would be where kids are involved, or it's not always so. It can be like, you know, where someone's got an overly, or even like codependent parent or something like that. Whereas, you know, like, oh, but if actually, yeah, because I came across a synchronicity like that yesterday, where, so again, Nathan, this was your message, and I keep going into collective stuff too, but they're giving me these examples. So again, you see, the thing is, some of these might make sense to you or for your twin, because now I'm doing your twins one, and it's that I don't know, so you'll know what makes sense, and it just helps other people, and you don't need to tell us in public either, because, you know, protect your own privacy and your twins as well. Yeah, but you can let me know when we talk on a Zoom what made sense. But they are guiding me to sort of say that it's kind of like, you know, some people can feel very it's more like if somebody has got like a real attachment, like to, yeah, it feels like someone's got an attachment. Feels like an attachment to a parent, where it's like they're really attached to the parent's opinion. And like if someone doesn't like something that you're doing, or someone that you're around, hanging around, or someone that you're romantically involved with, that can really that can cause a big battle of the head and the heart, actually, for a person, even if the parent's completely like 100% wrong and got, you know, because this is what basically, I don't know who this is for, so they're just guiding me to say this, but it's like that is when somebody is well, again, it's like I said, isn't it? It's a selfish parent is basically wanting to keep somebody around for their needs and not thinking of the person. I don't know. I'm actually going to need to pause this a minute. Again, Nathan, this might still make sense to you, but this is coming from somewhere. What do we need to know about that? Because that was a bit specific. Oh, Christ, look at this. What does that say? Timing is critical. Oh, I pulled that earlier. We've got emotional challenges resolve the issue. And timing is critical. So again, that feels like someone's message just wanted to enact with care. There's something, someone's got a dependent mum or dad or something, and it's kind of like there's been a battle of the head or heart, because it can even be like, you know, somebody genuinely, like maybe when like someone's, I mean, that can be loads of things. So now I'm getting flooded, right? Just cut that off. I was going to say, like, you know, say maybe somebody's got an overly dependent parent because the other parent died or something, or like single parent families, but it's something that basically is unhealthy, because it's like overspilling into somebody putting their own needs on the back burner to make sure that this person's all right all the time. But I feel I'm talking to like adults here with it. You know what I mean? That it's like they're not your responsibility. It's too overly involved, something like that. Right, but anyway, so again, this might still make sense to you, but battle of the head vs heart, it's like there's a transformation going on within your twin, and I feel when you can recognize what is karmic in your life, so really take on, but again, you may have already worked through a lot of this, but just again, be open and be humble, because like I said, so have I, a lot of it. But what I would say is, just when you think it's over, more will be revealed, and other people will be taken away from you again. And it's because of what I'm saying. And again, this doesn't surprise me, actually, because a lot of this I can get, it's like, it's to do with your frequency. Like when you are healing yourself so much like that, if other people are staying still and they're not, it's kind of like what they're saying to me as well, is it's like, like, look, how interesting is this? On the bottom of the deck, your twin with battle of the head and the heart and transformation that they're going through. The battle of the head and the heart is balancing their own inner masculine, feminine within themselves. That is what your twin is being guided to do, right? Whether she's doing that or not, again, we don't know. You might think she's not doing it, but that's what she's been guided to do, and she'll do it in her own sweet time and not in your timing. Do you know what I mean? We all need to hear that. It's divine timing too, but it's like, what they're saying to me as well is, it's like when you're the feminine twin, it's a whole lot easier for you to follow your heart and be spontaneous and trust yourself and all these things. When you're the masculine twin, regardless of your gender, it isn't.
it really does feel like you're flying blind more than what it does for the feminine, and it feels I'm tapping the energy. It feels really scary. And then on the bottom of the deck, we've got feminine twin activating higher self. But what I take that to mean is, because remember I said that when I pulled it earlier when I've done the collective, like I'm a fit divine feminine twin activating, waking up people's higher selves. Like, wake up, like wake up. Yeah, basically wake up. Like, wake up, everyone. But without being like, wake the fuck up. But like, wake up, you think you're awake, wake up even more. But it's like, it's by you healing yourself and doing that shadow work. And really, Nathan, what is it? It's like, fuck, I really want to get to the bottom of this. We need the detective emoji. It's like, I feel there's someone around you. I feel there's someone around you you're either in denial about, I'm afraid to say, you're either in denial about that there's some sort of something quite karmic about it. Like, basically, when I say I mean it's not healthy, it's like it could be somebody that you yeah, because now, like, it's like they're showing me people I've worked with and they're showing me things that make sense for myself too. It's like, I'm not going to look at the chat just now. I'm just going to feel into this, right? It's like you actually do know. Like, you get, what's that? What does pangs mean again? What does pangs mean? I need to Google that shit. Anyway, I just heard pangs. It's like you get like pangs of, I don't know what the word. Wait, I need to Google the word pangs. What the fucking hell? But I know what I'm meaning. But I did hear. It's like when I say pangs, it's like you get these feelings or like intuitive nudges of. Do you know what I'm just going to say? Like, again, it's like they're showing me something that how I used to feel in the past about something I'm not in. It's like they kind of treat me like crap. Like, that's literally what I'm hearing. It's like you get this feeling of, it's either like I want to say they kind of treat me like crap, or it's like they just kind of treat me like an afterthought and I let them. Do you know what I'm saying? So I don't know who the fuck you feel like that about, and if you don't feel like that about them, but I'm going to stick with, I feel like you have had this feeling of, it feels like it's coming from that place of where I was too much, but it's where I was always meant to be. And it's like I said, I've got a tendency to still be there if I don't make sure that I'm, like I said, that one of my pet hates that it's like people that always act a bit too over friendly with you and you don't know them very well. I'm always really wary of that. You know what I mean? It's kind of like yeah, it's not something I'm friendly, but again, I know I'm on the internet, but I'm very private too. And you trust me, like, you don't know what goes on in my life. You know what you think you know, but you don't know everything that goes on in my life. Because I know I'm in public, and there is folk that tune in that don't want me to. I mean, how often they tune in, I really couldn't give a fuck. But you know what I mean? A sudden or sharp, yeah. Oh my god, how crazy is that? It fucking makes. I knew it would be right because I heard it in my clairaudience. Pangs, a sudden sharp pain or painful emotion. And by the way, if somebody's called Lindsay, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Lindsay experienced a sharp pang of guilt. So, Nathan, if there's a Lindsay connected to you, that's blowing my fucking mind. But it'll more than likely be a Lindsay connected to somebody else that's tuning in. But it's just crazy that is actually what it says when you Google that. And there's a Taiwan food place called Pang as well. but yeah, that's what I felt. I felt it. It's like there's someone, so it could even be someone around you that you can't avoid being around, but they're not letting me go. They're not letting me let that go. There's someone around you that basically, what I'm trying to say is, like, get me to spit out here. What they're saying is, and everyone needs to know this, if you are the divine feminine, if you allow, and I literally mean anyone in your life, anyone, whether it's somebody you know very well, whether it's anyone, we're just going to say anyone, if you let anyone in your life disrespect you and you don't do anything about it, like, you don't you're not being assertive, or you're not kind of sticking out, you don't need to cause a a big fucking hoo-ha about it. Do you know what I mean? There's ways of doing it. And sometimes for your own peace, you do have to let it go. But what I'm saying is when you know that actually that's kind of cheeky, or that's a bit out of order, or that's kind of really crossed my boundaries, if you don't use your throat, if you don't speak up about it to just kind of assert yourself, and you can do it in a polite way, you know, that kind of, basically it is that cut and dry, that you and your twin are a mirror. It means that if you keep keeping your mouth shut about something, this is really strong, wherever in life, so will your twin. Do you know what I mean? That's literally how it works. So it should be uncomfortable. You should be faced with, if this hasn't happened to it yet, you should be faced with a situation where, I know it's fun, isn't it? But it's for our growth, where you actually feel something, you feel that pang, we're going to use the word, but you feel a pang of, so that example is a pang of guilt, but I feel the pang that you've already went through this. Nathan, are you still with me? Give me something back, son. And again, if you don't know, just hold on to this for the future. But it's like everyone, this is wise. Because I need to hear myself saying it too as well, because it's just something we all need to take on board. You need to do it for you, but it's just for those of you that, you know, to take that on board. It really does go that way too. That it's like, the more you do speak up for yourself and you don't let people away with stuff. Again, like I said, it doesn't mean that you're like always causing a fuss. It's not that. It's just that more than likely you will have always been someone that didn't bother to say, and you just like, oh, you know what, that was a bit nippy, but I'm just going to fucking leave it. I was that person for a long time. I would spot right away when someone was being cheeky as fuck, and I wouldn't say it because it's not worth it, or whoever it was. And that could go from a friend to a family member to an extended family member to somebody on my fucking social media, if you don't mind, when I used to do Facebook Lives, you know, it can go anywhere in life, you know. But it's just, if you're faced with a situation where you can feel that pang of, well, I don't really like that, that's fucking rubbing me up the wrong way a little bit, or that's a bit fucking, like, I mean, that's just what happens to me, you know, when I get like, that's really, you know what I'm saying, whoever I'm speaking to, whether, but this is Nathan's message. Wait a minute, it's actually kind of occurring to me though. It's you or it's your twin. So again, I don't know if you can, you probably actually can answer for your twin, because you do see her more than most people see her. But this is all coming through for a reason. Somebody, whoever this is, feels a pang of, I actually know that they're being a dick to me right now. Or it can be the even more complicated one, when somebody actually isn't so consciously aware, like it's quite unconscious or subconscious, that they don't treat you as well as what they treat others. I mean, I've been through this in my life where you've got somebody that puts other people on a pedestal and would maybe even, like, you know, make a fuss of them and everything, but you're like, hang on a minute, I actually do everything for this person and would do anything for this person, but they seem to treat everybody else like royalty, and I kind of feel like a bit of shit on somebody's shoe. Like, sadly, I'm sorry, I have woke up in my life and been like feeling like that about many people. And again, this is karmic things that I've moved on from. But do you know what I mean? Actually, I felt like that in a romantic relationship, and I've felt like that. Well, I don't know how to fucking call that, but you know what I mean. And I've also felt like that in friendships, and it's horrible, because you're like, why the fuck did I allow myself to be treated like that for so long? And the answer is, well, it's like what I've channeled about many times before. You may have been taught that that's, you know, you're just being laid back, you're being nice. Like, again, you know, I'm not, like, no shade on my mum and dad when I say this, but you just know whenever you fucking say that, people are going to be insulted. But like I said, if my mum doesn't watch this, and my dad probably does on the slide, but we don't talk about it, so whatever. But he might not, but I think he does. They're so nice that is something that, you know, without them meaning it, that they're those kind of people that they would do without. Yeah, absolutely, the two of them would give the fucking shirt off their back to make sure someone was all right. And I tell them all the time, and I'll tell them to the day they fucking die, put your fucking self first. Do you know what I mean? Like, and when they don't put themselves first, life will, you know, will make you. It will make you stop so that you rest. I'm always telling them, you know what I mean? It's So yeah, basically, but that is the point. So when you've got people like that, you know, that do things for other people, you know, you pick up, and it might not even be that. For other people, it can be that, yeah, it could go the other way. For other people, it might be like when I was channeling about, like, you know, if you've got someone around you that's dependent on you, that needs you for everything. Like, you know, again, sadly, like a lot of the clients I've helped over the years, like they can, you know, again, it's all anonymous, but you know, one person I'd helped in a session, again, I can't even, like, it's horrible tapping into this energy, but it is because it's cancer season and it's family stuff, you know, it's ancestral stuff that, yeah, I've been reduced to tears when I've, like, because when I listen to some people's experiences. Anyway, yeah, okay, so fuck, that just took me away somewhere. Right, so whatever the fucking hell I said there. So wait a minute, where's Nathan? Nathan, where are you? For fuck's sake. We need something else. So whatever, what's the combined energy? This is a lot of shit going on. Feminine twin activating fucking feelings more, like cancer season's your feelings. Get ready for hashtag all the fucking feels. What's the combined energy of their union? Well, that's good. Divine creativity. Look, there's me going on about talent and everything. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, Nathan, I really do feel you're being guided to really focus on what lights you up right now, your joy. And whenever you've got anyone around you, karmic is what I want to say. Like, again, it's like, I kind of feel like either I'm channeling about something you've already went through and it's in the past, or you're in it. And maybe this is what I'm going to help you with when we get that divinely timed Zoom. But there's something like that. It's like, I just feel like there might be some folk around you that don't, and it might be because you don't show it, I don't know. But there's something I feel you need a bit of encouragement with around some kind of talent. And we've got soulmate clearing core wounds. Yeah. So between you and her, I don't know what the fuck's going on with your friendships, her friendships, whoever it is around you, family members, but there's some karmic stuff going on both sides. And wherever it is you can identify, if you've identified it, or I can help you do that in the session that you're already wanting, we'll get to the bottom of it, but I can feel it. I can feel it really quite strongly. And they're just showing me everything to do with clients, but they're also showing me my personal life. And they're showing me things when I was in denial of karmic people in my life, and then I finally had to accept it. It's loaded. It's fucking loaded. What's the emotion that we're picking up on there? Decisions, higher self. Look, higher self, higher self, higher self. Your higher self is literally wanting to fucking burst out and be free. And I feel there's some sort of Nathan, I've heard you say before as well, you like a wee smoke, right? Now, I know that kind of lets people chill out, but it could even be that. You're like, fuck you, Claire. But do you know what I'm saying? It could be something like that. Because, I mean, I've given up sugar. I've not had sugar for nearly 2 weeks, and I'm not missing it. Because once you don't have sugar for 3 days, you get out the sugar cycle. And it's like, I'm free. And then my dad was like, do you want a cake? No, I don't fucking want a cake, Colin. Do you know what I mean? Shove your cake. I didn't say that. They wouldn't like it if I spoke to them like that. But I did, you know, I've been around cakes and I've been like, no, thank you. And I didn't even need to hypnotize myself, by the way. But see, when I do hypnotize people to not eat shit like that, it works. But I didn't even really need to do that. Devotion. Oh, Nathan, that's the card I gave you last week. Devotion. So yeah, basically, I feel like what they're in Divine Mother, unconditional love. I know what they're saying to me. You're so devoted on this twin flame journey to your twin. I know you love the fuck out of her. Like I said, you're just like the male version of me, Divine Feminine. That's right, isn't it? Because you're the Divine Feminine and she's, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's like you're so devoted to your twin and to the twin flame journey and the unconditional love. But it's like, if you really want to go that next level, you have to sort that one out, because I feel that's something that people miss a lot of the time. Wherever you're allowing anyone around you to take the piss out of you, and it can take a while to recognise it, that'll keep happening in your twin's life too. So there you go. Right. Boom, drop the mic, and Nathan has went into a meditative state because he has not spoken again since then. I got a very similar, right, I read that one. I spoke up in a meeting last week when I was meeting with the teachers. They kept, wait a minute, should I?
No, I'm reading it now. I'll trust that I might read it, because sometimes it's better if I read this after I've channeled the message. But I spoke up in a meeting last week when I was meeting with the teachers. They kept talking to each other and interrupting me. So I spoke up and said, if you can let me finish, I have the answers. Love it, Charlotte. Love it. Love that. And it's you know, all kind of smarminess, or that wasn't smarmy, was it? But what is it when I'm doing that? But you know what I mean? It's difficult, isn't it? Like, it doesn't get any easier. It gets a little bit easier. But what I'm saying is, whenever I have to be assertive, I don't think people quite realize how difficult, even people that know me, I don't think people actually really quite understand. It is very difficult for me to do that. But I still do it because I deserve to be treated with respect. And a lot of the time when people disrespect you, they're not actually meaning it. You know, again, I'm in everybody's lives to teach them boundaries. And it's my responsibility, that's definitely my Saturn and Scorpio talking, you know, to make sure that I maintain that. Now, I don't need to be perfect with it, but what I know is if I don't watch that, I suffer big time from letting people manipulate me, really, because of my big heart. And not only will I suffer, you know, has a knock-on effect, as I just said. And I don't get to see what the knock-on, you know what I mean? But you feel it. So just, you know, balance that energy. It gets easier. But yes, I'm very proud of you. So I hope somebody told you that they're proud of you for speaking up. I've been struggling with my ex. He's lying to me while we're trying to plan little one's birthday. Oh, that's fucking nippy, isn't it? Again. I was a bit bummed yesterday about it because he was like this when we were together, and I let it go on for so long. Oh my God, Charlotte, look, see what I mean about, thank you for being so open, by the way, but see how you're probably sitting thinking this. Look how Charlotte's just literally, I've not even read the whole thing, but I can tell it's going to, I've just channeled the energy and now you're clarifying it, because it won't just be you. There'll be so many of you that are going through this, and you might not even realize it, because this is what I help people with all the time. It's yeah. What? So that's so interesting, by the way, because right before I came on here as well, I was having a conversation with someone about lying as well. But it was more from that. So I wonder if this is going to be for you, actually. It was the kind of lying that I was talking about with someone. It was like the person was lying to protect other people because he didn't want to worry them. But I still don't like that. I mean, personally, I still don't like that kind of lying. It's like, look, just fucking be honest with people. And especially when it comes to do with, you know, like, you know, I'm a big fucking girl, I can take it, do you know what I mean? And it's that, or whoever it's going to make sense to, but it was something about that, do you know what I mean? It's, you know, that's what the person was saying to me. Anyway, I'm being a bit cryptic, but whatever. But, you know, basically I'm just trying to say, you know, sometimes people don't, you know, it comes from a place of trying to protect people, but I really just think honesty is the best policy. So I feel other people need to hear that for other, because it just causes the mind to go all kinds of places, far out kind of, and make it so much worse than what it probably is. I used to call it out at times, but now he tries gaslighting me. I'm just disappointed it couldn't be different. Yeah, it's just, it is a pain in the arse, isn't it? It's like, do you know what I mean? If you split up and you're in the, wait a minute, is the divorce finalised yet? Or it's just the processes went through? Remind me. You're starting the process of it, eh? Or is it? Yeah, but do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, just sometimes people just like being nippy for nippy's sake, basically, is the conclusion I come to. Do you know what I mean? Like you say, it's karmic. Do you know what I mean? Oh dear. Right. Okay. Let's pull some cards about that and see what. I think this is the deck that I was feeling for you, because I really do feel I love this deck for and I remember that. What was it? I can't remember the card that came out for you last time, but surely you'll remember. He's lying to cover himself because he's not done something, or has done the has done the wrong thing. Just takes responsibility, and he does it to the kids too. Oh, fucking hell. Yeah, so the divorce, yeah, because it was while we were doing the challenge, wasn't it? Like, I remember you saying something about you'd set something in motion. Yeah, so you did get, so that's what I mean. Like, do you know what I mean? If it's done, like, stop fucking dragging it on. God. I'm going to shuffle those cards and see if releasing karmic contract comes out. But I'm telling you, it's in the air. It's in the air for people.
I do feel divine justice of sorts in the air. But again, like, let's analyze your ex. It's like, let's hope he doesn't tune in. But it's like, he must have learned that from, you know what I mean? For me to go to the compassion, it's like, he must have learned that from somewhere. Like, he must have learned when he was younger that if he's done something bad, he's done something not right, that to try and cover tracks or lie about it rather than just being like, look, I fucked up. Do you know what I mean? I'm sorry. Like, that's what I can't get my head around a lot of the time. Like, it's like when that poor girl would always give the example of the fucking, you know, the flatmate that burned the frying pan. It's like, why the hell would you know just say? Like, everybody fucks up. I fuck up. I tell the story all the time about how I picked up my sister's laptop and I fucking broke that fucker. I was more, you know, when you're just like, I just want to rewind time. You know what I mean? It's like, why did I do that? So again, guys, I think we all know this, but never ever pick your laptop up by the screen. You know, that isn't what I done actually, but I picked it up, right? And you know, I've done that for where you crack the screen, fucking gutting, like absolutely gutting. But I dropped the laptop and it was the corner of the laptop cracked off and you could see the wires. I was like, holy fuck, man. I mean, this was like over 10 years ago now, but I was just mortified. Because it was my sister's and her husband's at the time, and I just was like, I was crying, do you know what I mean? And I was like, I'm so sorry. And it's like, I just, you know, there's no other way to say it. I was being, you know what I mean? Careless. We all can do it. I don't fucking do it now. This one I treat like a fucking newborn baby. Let me fucking tell you, nobody touches this fucker. And I've only taken it outside a couple of times to go and get, you know, I was getting somebody to help me with how to fucking work this thing. So I'm a little bit more used to it now. But yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Like, you live and you learn. We all fuck up. Just fucking, oh yeah, easier said than done. Right, so we'll send that energy to your ex-husband. Just come on, get with the program. Stop being nippy. You stop being nippy, then she doesn't need to be nippy back, and everyone could just live in peace and harmony. Thank you. It is done. We fucking hope. Right. Yes, he grew up in a different type of family. Honesty is so important to me. How can you trust people if they aren't honest? Exactly. It just demotes to trust them even less, doesn't it? I think the worst one, though, I don't know why they make me say this, Charlotte, I think the worst for me is when, and especially when I'm so psychic and, you know, I can feel the truth about things, but the worst kind of situations for me have been when you can feel somebody's lied to you. And then I've found out years down the line that like that they lied to you, you know, like, and then you're just like, why didn't they just fucking tell me that at the time? Like, do you, but again, it's that's where we do need to, as annoying as it can be for you on the receiving end, I do always feel, again, this is the Mary Magdalene side of me, that you do, because again, literally, I wonder where that deck is. I've got a deck that has got Mary Magdalene wearing red, and it's got forgiveness written on it. Where is that deck actually? That's one of the decks that's really out of print. Like, it's quite it's like a, you know, it's a collector's item really. But it's about, you know, who knows why somebody acts like that. So you just try to find the compassion, but it can be really hard. You know, you're giving a good example of, well, it's a bit hard to have compassion for somebody when they're just being a bit of a nippy. You can put the word in you want to put. I think we know what word I was going to say. You're just being a nippy for no fucking reason. Do you know what I mean? Sort it out. Okay. Right. Let's see what card would be most helpful for Charlotte with all that being said. Oh, me, how have I've been on here for 2 hours. How did that happen? And if anybody else is here, where the fuck's Nathan? Did I put him to sleep? Nathan, wake up. I need to know what the hell that was all about. Fucking hell. I think we literally put Nathan to sleep. He said he was feeling a bit. What did he say? He said sleepy or I can't remember. He said something like that. Oh, that's hilarious. Charlotte, he's done a you. He's done a you. He's fucking fallen asleep. You know. Right. I'm telling you though, the last degrees of Chiron,
Oh my God, maybe this is what it's for. Now, can I do that? Nah, I can't. I was going to say, I can't talk us into Leo Moon. That's another hour. I want to have a bath and get my jammies on and watch Love Island. And I've already spoke for an hour and it started out so I can fast forward the adverts. That's what I look for. It's the simple things in life. Oh, Michelle. Hi, I can't stay. Please send productive. I'm sending productive vibes. Crunch time in the Matrix. Side note, it's a really good thing. Much love to you all. Princess Wave. Bye-bye. Michelle, if you are still here, quick. Michelle, just before I pull Charlotte's card. Michelle, we have closure. Oh my God, that's what she's just fucking said. That's what, who got closure? Who got closure? I can't remember. Nick's got closure. So I'm telling you, it's a time of closure. And you've just fucking crunch time. I would take that as, yeah, there's closure going on. Closure and transformation. Words that have already come up. And, oh, for fuck's sake. Did I or did I not just say karmic justice before Michelle arrived? And I said it again there, and there's justice. There's closure and karmic justice. Closure and karmic justice for all. We need the tarot, and let's see if the justice card comes out. We're getting it, guys. The justice, isn't it? Oh, you're still here. There you go. Solstice timing indeed. Right, okay. Now, thank you, Charlotte, for allowing me to do that because she's working. So, right. What card would be the most helpful for Charlotte? Whether it's got anything to do with being helpful about what Charlotte's just shared or anything else in her life that is going to make sense. I feel I just want to get this one. We've got self-esteem, guardian angel, Michael. Oh, I've not read this one yet. And on the back, we've got, oh, partnerships and love, nature spirits. So I'll read both because if the one on the bottom isn't for you, it'll definitely be for someone. So, see, I haven't been coughing. I'm starting to cough now. So maybe that was to do with us talking about the throat chakra. Self-esteem, guardian angel, Michael. And that's the card. And integrity. Oh my God, we've just been fucking talking. Oh my God, I can't leave. Oh, I know. Oh, watch it on the replay. Sending you productive vibes. And protection, because solstice energies are weird, you know, it's the build-up. So integrity, self-expression, but boundaries. Oh my God, Charlotte, how crazy. And convictions. What does conviction mean again? Like, I know what conviction means, but I do just want to. Is that not like what we've just been talking about a bit? Conviction. A formal declaration by the verdict. Oh my God. The fuck? And I'm just fucking going on about justice and karmic justice, and that's the legal system as well. A formal declaration by the verdict of a jury or the decision of a judge in court of law. A firmly held belief or opinion. That does feel like what we were talking about. Justice for all. By the way, see when I keep saying justice for all, that's a bit freaky. Because in that twin flame deck, the ones that well, I wouldn't say that I am them, but do you know what I mean? It kind of is like that. Like, is Saint Germain, because I always channel Saint Germain the Violet Flame, and also there is the funny thing that I've showed you. I've said what the funny thing is. It fucking looks like my twin flame on the card. It's hilarious. Like, seriously. But the other one doesn't like me though. But it's Lady Portia is about karmic justice. It literally is about justice. And it's not a coincidence that I help clients with this. Like, literally, I'm here to bring about karmic justice in people's lives. And that so often does include, we were just talking about divorces, like seeing people through their divorce thing, and it's actually really pretty quickly, do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes I've just done a shamanic journey with someone and it's just fucking, but it's all things like where someone, so it's not always literally legal like that. It often is though, I'm not gonna lie, it really is. It's just where there's been an injustice. Yeah. Like, because, you don't really want to fuck about with the karmic justice thing either, because it's like there's literal court and there's the kind of karmic court, and that's why I always say, like, God is watching. So it's like people that, do spell work, black magic, which is also, when we translate that, gossiping, slander, making up lies about people. Look at what we've just been saying, Charlotte. You get karma for that.
and the full moon in Capricorn in a couple of weeks, it's going to deliver that, but it's already delivering it. And again, you might be the kind of person where you don't know. You might not be around anyone from your past that's wronged you. And again, the people that fucking do that about you might be people that you don't even know, so you wouldn't get. But if you are in a position to know and do, like, you're going to see it. That's what the karmic courts are about to me. I've never called it the karmic court before, but that's what they're making me say. It's true. And it's just, it's why, again, it always baffles me. It's like, I don't know why folks still do wrong to people that don't deserve it, because it just comes back, like, literally comes back tenfold on you. And that's why I said, oh, fuck, again, you don't know unless you're one of the ones that heard me telepathically. I said it in the healing that I done in the big 2-hour video that I'll either publish. I don't think it'll be tonight now, to be honest. I think I'll publish that tomorrow at some point. I'm sure I said something similar to this. Yeah, I did while I was doing the activation, which again, you will have already felt the healing, those of you that are really connected to me. It was just basically about, I don't like when I hear people saying things like, wherever somebody's sending me psychic attack or whatever, I send it back to them 1,000-fold and all that kind of shit. I don't even really like saying out loud, because I just think, like, no, like, that again totally goes against what I know to be true. You never send back negative energy to somebody sending it to you, whether you know that it's from somebody you know or from people you don't know, because it will just then spring back again at you. And it's not like, oh, no, it won't, because they were doing it to me. It's think of it like, if everybody fought like that, like, you know what I mean? It's, which again, sadly, some people do. It's just, no. People that are causing fucking shit for no, like, lying, gossiping, wanting somebody to hurt, or like with twin flames, it's always, let's face it, it's always that somebody doesn't want to let you go because you're going to go to your twin. And so they try everything in their power to fuck your life up so that you don't go near them, because they'll make your life hell if you do go near them. That's a common one I've helped people with. Or any other number of situations that it can be. But in the end, we still need to have compassion for people to do that, because somebody's unhappy. So as much as it can be tempting to go to the dark side about that, like I've said, and when I help people in a healing session, we always send healing to the person that's causing all the bother too. So like I said, for a random example, for the ex that doesn't want, like, I remember helping a woman where it was like her ex was, I would say, extremely narcissistic and was already fooling around with an ex-woman. I think he was even wanting to marry the next woman, but he wasn't giving the other woman the divorce. I think I've helped a couple of women with stuff like, with that actual exact sort of thing. And it's just not fair, is it? Like, stop being a greedy fucker. Like, so basically we done the healing to, like, basically say, so like, look, this isn't fair. Let her go so that she can be with her, basically, she can be with her twin flame, because you're confusing her by keeping her hanging on. And anyway, whatever we done, we sent healing to him. And it was actually really quite moving, because again, this is anonymous, but if somebody's still watching this, you'll know it was you, kind of, well, you might not, because like I say, I've done a few that are quite similar. But from what I can kind of remember, it was we sent healing to his inner child, and her inner child, and we just, she had the other conversation about like why is it that you're still holding on to me, and whatever it was, whatever we done, I can't remember now, because the guides make me do that. And yeah, all I know is there was a really quick turnaround. Like, I'm talking like fucking fast as fuck. And where he was refusing to let her go to sign the papers, he signed the papers and he set her free. And actually, I'm pretty sure, again, I haven't caught up with that soul fam woman in a long time, but it's, from what I remember, like they actually, they have a good friendship now, and he's happy with other women and she's happy with her twin flame. And I still hope to God and pray that that is still the case, because again, twins get a lot of interference, and they were twins that were in communication. But you know what I'm saying? There can be a happy ending, and you don't need to make the person that's causing all the bother the villain. But I could have, if I wasn't a good healer or of integrity, we could be like, this fucker, it's not like that. You know what I mean? And I'm talking, I've dealt with darker situations where people are doing some real dark shit to a twin. And I still, again, I've worked on myself that much that it's like,
I just always pray for the highest good of the person, because if someone's being a bully or really toxic or abusive, it doesn't come from nowhere. You know, it either comes from having someone like that around them, or neglectful, or unfortunately, you know, when people leave themselves wide open to entities, which again, you don't need to be doing something any really drastic. That can literally happen when you drink alcohol or drugs or do both, or you can just get attachments anyway. But you know what I mean? When you drink and things like that, like, you do leave yourself more open, and they can just swoop on in there. The energies just swoop on in, and they can take you over. I think we've all seen it. I think we've all had a moment. You might have even happened to you. I mean, I know it's happened to me in my life. Like, fuck it, it'd probably be me. It'd be like something like Sambuca or something. I mean, I know you can get another lease of life as well and become fucking somebody that you aren't. But think about even that statement. You become somebody that you aren't usually. That can be fucking dangerous. It might lead to you fucking dancing on the table at a party or something and fucking being the life and soul. But I've said before, that isn't very fun. It reminds me of that film, 10 Things I Hate About You. You know, when she's like not a big drinker, and then she gets pissed at the party, and she literally gets up on the table and starts giving it the... Oh, I don't know the words, but you know what I'm talking about. I started doing the dance. I just like, actually, my hair's like her hair today. It's like wavy, you know, her long hair's like waving about. Charlotte knows what I'm talking about. Us of that age group, the 70% that tune in here, we've all seen that film, and you know what I'm talking about. Actually, wait a minute. And that film is very... Sorry, Charlotte. Fuck, this is like... I don't know where all this came from, but it's wanting to come through. Yeah, the table dance. But you know what I mean? It's like, that isn't really her. And it's because she's hurting. Can't really remember what she's hurting about now. Is she hurting about... No, she's not hurting about the guy, because then he helps her. What is she annoyed about then? Oh, I think it's because she's argued with the sister. Because remember, she tells him that like he only doesn't like me because I slept with him when I was younger, and now he's trying to sleep with you. Oh fuck, whatever, you know, all that shit. Oh, I think they're trying to tell me something about, you know how she says that thing at the end, like, but what I hate the most is, I hate the way you do this, I hate the way you do that. I'm kind of making it up here. I hate the way you do this, I hate the way you do that, I hate the way you do this, but most of all, I hate that I don't hate you. I don't hate you at all. Not even a bit, not even a little bit. I fucked it all up. We need to read it out. We need to read it out. I'm doing this for a reason, but I know where they're going with this. Because when we're talking about twin flames, it's about they don't hate you at all. They actually fucking love you. 10 things I hate about you. And again, I know that isn't for everyone, because you're going to be like, Claire, I haven't seen this person in 20 years. So, but it is for some. We need to put 10 things I hate about you poem. But basically, she pushes him away because she's been so used to being a bit of a loner and keeping herself. But then, you know what I mean? But look, does she look very happy there? No, she's fucking greeting. Do you know what I mean? She's crying her fucking eyes out. Because she knows he's a good guy. Right, okay. So, I hate the way you talk to me. I hate the way you cut your hair. I hate the way you drive my car. I hate it when you stare. I hate your big dumb combat boots and the way you read my mind. Oh, for fuck's sake, where's the rest? Right, this isn't very good. Here's... All right, here it is. Where did I get to? And the way you read my mind, very twin flamey. I felt it's a bit fucking annoying for us too. Right. I hate you so much, it makes me sick. It even makes me rhyme. I hate the way you're always right. I hate the way you lie. I hate it when you make... Oh, lying again. I hate it when you make me laugh. Even worse, when you make me cry. I hate it when you're not around and the fact that you didn't call. But mostly I hate the way I don't hate you. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even at all. So I don't know who I was channeling that for, but it is for you. It's from your twin flame to you, or it's you to your twin flame. You know what I'm saying? For whoever that's for, because it really just came into my mind. It's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorites too. It's just brilliant, isn't it? It's the bit that's... I think that the best bit is when they're doing the paint fight and he kisses her. I even remember thinking when I watched that when I was younger, I was like, damn, somebody needs to kiss me like that. That is a fucking kiss. Do you know what I mean? Because they've got the paint in their face and that, and they're rolling about in the hay. I think he touches her face or something, and you're like, fucking hell, that is a good kiss. It always just sticks in it sticks in my head. I wouldn't want to be doing the paint hug though. Do you know, I don't want to be doing that shit. That's too, I don't know. I'm not one of them. It's like, did you ever go to I mean, I know obviously you don't live where I live, but did you ever have that laser gun place? I don't know what kind of age that was, that people used to do that for their parties. This is making me laugh. Now I know why it gave me anxiety. I didn't fucking know I had all these fucking ADHD and shit like that. I hated that shit because I was really shy anyway. And you had to run about in the dark fucking shooting people with a laser gun. Do you know what I mean? Laser quest, that's it. Did you have a laser quest? I don't know if that was a local thing or if that was like national, but that's what that paint was. Sorry, this is so random. Let me read the rest of this card. I was around my twin flame and there you go. You were around your twin flame when that came out. Fucking hell, Charlotte, was that how long ago that was? I thought you hadn't seen him since you were 12 or something. Did that come out when we were that young? Fuck, it is that old, isn't it? It is an old film. Fuck, that's crazy. I could have easily told my twin flame a similar thing as the 10 things list. Oh, that's funny. We had a quasar or laser quest. That's it. Yeah, I didn't really like it. Right, okay, let's read this card. So you may feel like the odd man out right now. Oh my God, did I not just say? I was about to say I felt it was, oh my God. And tonight we're gonna party like it's 1999. Dun, 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 dun. I remember being out. I was out of a club. That was really exciting because it was actually turning 1999 and they put that song on at New Year. I think there was some kind of drama going on with a pal and a guy or something again, and I was being Claire to the rescue. I think we were all that pissed. I'm pretty sure we went home straight after, not long after the bells. Oh, fuck. Good times, man. This is the thing, do you know what I mean? Although it's like, I'm thinking, yeah, these were some fucked up times in my life, but they were fun. Do you know what I mean? So, never regret your karmic path. I bet you had fun while you were doing it. Do you know what I mean? Right. So, you may feel like the odd man out right now, as I called the girl a loner. That's that, yeah. As others may not fully appreciate or support your ideas or perspectives. Oh my God. See how each of the bloody cards are. Now, Charlotte, I know you came in a bit later, but this is so following on from the other people's messages, like what always happens. Because I pulled out the talent card several times. And then feels like it's saying the same thing. Like people that don't support your ideas or perspectives. Now, this, I could see how you can be the judge of that, but I can even, there's that word again. I can even see how that would fit with like the teacher, like, excuse me, can you listen to my idea and perspective on this? It's my child kind of thing. In fact, you might be feeling discounted altogether. Fortunately, the guardian angel Michael is present to help you remain grounded and centered. These seem to be key words for right now with this solstice. Even in such times of being challenged and misunderstood, he counsels you to remain true to yourself and steadfast in your convictions. Fuck off. That word again. Oh, wait a minute. It is the key word, to be fair. I'm getting a bit carried away. Even if they aren't shared by those around you. Yeah, so there is some kind of justice that needs to come your way. You're right. That's what I feel. Yes, it can be scary to go again. Oh my God, sorry, I can't get through this thing because it's exactly everything I've just said. Yes, it can be scary to go against the crowd, like I've already spoke about tonight, and stand up for what you believe in, especially when it's unpopular or possibly ahead of its time. That's exactly what I said at the very start of the live when I said I live in the future timelines. I literally do, because I can always see things long before they happen. And it can be really quite frustrating at times when nobody else can, or not many people around me. But Michael stands by you and reminds you that this is part of becoming a spiritually mature soul. He helps you ignore popular opinion and stay true to your heart. Oh my God, is this not just magical? Were you here when I was singing, open your heart to me, baby? I can't sing it because I just want to sing the whole thing. I hope I'm not can. I have to do that accent as well. I don't think you were here, but anyway, that song came through earlier. Don't seek approval or doubt yourself when you don't receive it. Gaslighting, we've already spoke about that. Instead, Michael encourages you to stand in your full spiritual adulthood. And I've already spoke about that as well. Because again, when we retreat back to feeling like we can't speak our voice, or like we're falling into our inner child, and we all do it. But it's about reminding yourself, actually, I'm a fucking adult. You know, and sometimes again, you have to do it with your own parents. Like, you know, you have to be like, look, you know, thanks for your input, but actually, I want to go this way. You know what I mean? But again, some people can't do that. And it's not easy. Like, you know, I've said that before. It's like, there's definitely things that my mum and dad will disagree with about my life. But again, I do what I want to do. I've got my moon conjunct Uranus and I'm a rebel, but I'm also nearly fucking 40 if you don't mind. Do you know what I mean? The year's fucking getting on. And before you know it, I will be 40 and I'll be fucking happy because I don't know what's happening at 40, but I'm going to be a lot happier because I always fucking go on about being 40. Right. Michael encourages you to stand in your full spiritual adulthood and claim your self-esteem by trusting what you feel and believe in. These words are so scarily in point with what I'd already said. Do not abandon yourself to win approval in the moment. Oh my God. Were you here, right? I was, and it was beautiful. What's that to? I can't remember what I fucking said. Were you here when I was saying that about when I was doing Nathan? You were, eh? This feels like what I said to Nathan, but it was for everyone. Nathan, wake up. It's when I was saying, wherever you don't speak up and you just, you know, you feel that pang. I'm going to keep using that word. You feel the pang of, oh shit, I really know I need to say something here, or this person's in my head. I need to be like, no, actually, I can't do that. Or you don't need to be, do you know what I'm saying? It's different things for different people, but they keep giving me situations where actually somebody's really pushed it or they've crossed a boundary, and you know, if you don't say something now, it's going to keep happening. And like I say, I know what it is. I channeled that in the big video I haven't published. It is difficult because if you have done that before and you've done it with somebody you care about, and sometimes it can be a bit shit if you get blindsided and you didn't realise the person was actually going to be so butthurt that they then just cut you off. Because I've had that happen. But again, it's always worth it anyway. You know, whenever I've had that happen to me, again, it's usually for me, although I might not, you know, I might be like, what the fuck at the time. In these times, it's definitely because more than likely someone's in a dark night of soul, and they might come back to you later on down the line and let you know that, or they equally might not. And also, even if they do that, you might not care anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you might be like, accept your apology, but like, we don't gel anymore. Or I don't know, but it's kind of like, this does feel very in line, like when I said that, like the minute you feel like you need to say something to someone and you have that the pang of awareness, we're going to call it, or the intuitive nudge, and you don't say something, like for example, if you had not spoke up when the teachers weren't letting you talk about your own child, that would have been you getting that ding, 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 alarm going off. I need to say something. And the timer on my stopwatch is 2, 3, 4. So I mean, it's like steps to something. It's like 2, 3, 4, fuck it, let's go. And you must have just I would say spirit has made you fucking say it. But at once upon a time, you could have been like, these people know better than me. They're the professional, you know, that because the card's self-esteem. So what that actually says is that you have definitely moved out of a major comfort zone there, which you're aware of, but I feel like this is your guides wanting to say to you, like, well done, because it isn't easy. Like, it's like I say, it's never easy for me when I've had to do that, and it's not easy for anyone. So, and whoever else needs to hear that too, but you have to do it, you know what I mean? Because the other option is you're abandoning yourself, and that doesn't sound good, does it? I think we've all had moments where we've abandoned ourselves. I know that we have. And some of you are still doing it out there, and hopefully whatever it is I've said tonight is going to make you think about that, right? Where am I actually abandoning myself? Because the thing is as well, God, this is really deep, but the thing with the twin flame journey as well is, if you do feel like your twin flame has abandoned you, you need to, as a divine feminine, so for the divine feminine, you need to look to, where do I abandon myself? Yeah, basically it comes back to that. Where do I abandon myself? Like, if my own physical divine masculine is abandoning me, or I'm feeling like they're not there for me and they're abandoning me, where am I abandoning myself? And you have to, sometimes you have to really sort of sit with that and, be honest. And that's why a lot of time you do need somebody to bounce that off of. but you will be able to find it. And if you can't find it, again, come to me and I'll help you, you know. And I won't do it in a smart ass way. I just can, it's just what I'm good at, helping people work out. Because a lot of the time you don't realise, you know, you'll just shoot it off as, it's reminding me again of that woman that I helped where it was somebody, she was letting somebody constantly in her, I think it was a messenger every day. And it was just, this woman was just basically shit dumping. This woman was just shit dumping on her, but daily, right? And it was like what I'd done with Nathan, or whether it's Nathan or Nathan's twin, like I kept feeling that I'm in your energy and I feel like somebody's just fucking, like, it's really annoying. Like I feel like it's just annoying feeling. And then I had to be like, right, is there anybody that, like, you know, that's, and she didn't get it right. We had to work it out, and then I must have described it, and I was like, look, I said, I don't think you think it's a big deal. Like, I think you just think, oh, you're just being nice at ease with someone. But they're telling me it is a big deal. And the more you keep allowing that woman to just take up your time and shit dump on you, and because she was, this woman, like, you know, it wasn't even like, it was just this woman was just like fucking draining her every day with all this shit. But even like, basically what I'm saying is, even if that is like a close friend, if they're just shit dumping on you every day, that's not a best friend. Do you know what I mean? Like, you've got to have balance of things. That's when you've got to learn boundaries. That's if you're too codependent, you live in people's pockets and you think, oh, you need to know everything about everything. No, like, it doesn't matter if it's fucking best friend, family, you know, that's why that card, even about your lover, says, you know, your lover can't be your therapist. Do you know what I mean? But I'd hope that you can have a fucking heart to heart and a fucking cry on each other's shoulders. Because if you can't, you're with the wrong fucking person. Do you know what I mean? It's not about you, but that's what I want. Do you know? That's why they're no fucking here, because it takes a lot to be able to do that. Do you know what I mean? As a woman and a man, it takes a lot to be able to be that vulnerable. But if I can be that vulnerable, the other half of my soul can fucking do it too, eventually. Right, so let us read the end of this. Do not abandon yourself to win approval in the moment. But you see, that can also be, you feel something's wrong, but you don't speak up because you want to stick in with the people around you. Again, we've all done that at some point in our life. Don't do it anymore, people. And don't be afraid to take a stand. After all, this is how you'll become the true leader of your own life. And isn't that funny? Because I've said that sentence for years. I always describe the emperor as that, become the leader of your own life. Right, I love that. I'm going to read partnerships and love as well for everyone, but it might still make sense to you because it was on the bottom there. I feel when it's coming and I have to keep putting my head above the parapet. I need to Google that word too, or maybe you could just tell me, what does that mean? I'm going to fucking Google everything tonight. What does fucking that mean? Parapet? What does this mean? A parapet is a barrier that is an upward extension of the wall at the edge of a roof, terrace. Oh, right. I bet you other people needed to know that too. I did not know that, Charlotte. You learn something new every day. See what I said, guy? I say all the time, stay humble. I'd never heard that word in my life. Now I need to work out. So, right, keeping your head above the fence, you know, would that make sense too? Oh, your singing was beautiful. Oh, I did wonder. I just thought, oh, thank you. Oh, look. Oh, my God, look. Charlotte has learned and she's given it back. Even if she's lying to me, I'm taking it. I'll watch it back and I'll decide as well. But thank you. I'll take it even if you're lying. It's probably because I love Madonna songs. But like I was saying earlier, I don't think that's the same Madonna anymore. I'm just saying, call me crazy, but that's no fucking the same one. I can feel it's not the same one. They've bumped her off and they've made something anyway. Okay, so don't want to scare people, but that's the truth. Yes, I was here needing to speak my truth. Yup, it's always a spiritual nudge. It's never comfy, but it's better to go than not say something. Yeah, it is. You know, again, it's better to not abandon yourself. Basically, and that's what's a shame about what I'm saying about when you have to do that with people close around you, whether it be friends or family or like lovers or karmic, you know, whatever. Or, you know, karmic, I was about to say, oh, look, I've meant to do a wink and the mouth isn't there. It's just the, anyway, I've just noticed. Oh, how funny that I've said exercise your throat chakra and it has been so much about the throat chakra. I've just noticed that. Because I don't normally write that in the thing, but that's what I was guided to write. Yeah, that's the biggest, I think that's the hardest one. You know what I mean? That it's when you have to speak up and you know it's going to be awkward. And like I say, if you're kind of like, this is going to be so awkward that this person might not take it the right way, you still have to do it. It's the hardest thing. Honesty is important to me, not lying. Yes, exactly. I mean, me too. I mean, we're on the same page with that, because I just can't, I can't stand it either. I can't stand it. But I can't stand it and I don't like it, but I can understand that other people don't have the same experience as me. And like I say, sometimes people just panic in the moment and it feels like the right thing to do. So, right, partnerships and love too. When you know better, you can do better, springs to mind. Right, okay. Partnerships and love, nature spirits, infatuation, romance, connection, introduction. Well, I'm not being funny, guys, but this feels like a good one to leave it on for the twin flames before the summer solstice. Oh yes, and if nobody heard me saying that earlier, the link that is pinned at the top is basically I'm going to do a short, I don't know, it'll be like 15 minutes or something, healing tomorrow around the time of the solstice. It's sometime in the afternoon, I think about 3:30 or something. And then I'm also, so that'll either be pre-recorded or I might do it live. And then I'm going to then send out distance healing for 30 minutes. After I've sort of been out in the energy, and yeah, I'll do like a clearing and balance in the chakras, and it's really hard to explain, but just basically on these days like this, when I get guided to do it, the energy that comes in is way stronger. And like I say, it's just part of what I am, like whatever, key code holder, light codes collector. That's a new one, but do you know what I mean? It is the an open vessel to sort of collect this energy and then share it. And it's not everybody is called to, to be in on that. So it's just if you're called to, to receive some of that, we'll be pulling in the magic and the joy and the prosperity, whatever it is people are needing. We'll be pulling in some magic. So, right, okay, so infatuation, romance, connection, and like I said, if people find this after tomorrow, time is an illusion, and yeah, you'll still be included in it. Again, I would like, if it was me personally, I'm just sort of saying, if it gets to, if it's like into next week, do it, because it's about the energy exchange thing, and yeah, you'll be included into the healing. But I think that takes quite an open mind to be able to do that. I mean, like I said, I have done that in the past and I would do it. But for the more sort of logical thinkers, I'm just giving a warning. But it's just because people might catch this after. But it's just you're like, oh fuck, if I caught it, I would have done it. It's yeah. Right, okay, so infatuation, romance, connection, introduction. Your nature spirits known as listen to this. Your nature spirits known as runners. Now, isn't that strange? And that's what we call the divine masculine. Are working to introduce you to a wonderful new partnership to fulfill your heart's desire. Oh, and look how cryptic it is as well, because this is the one for everyone. Although, like I said, Charlotte, it was on the bottom of the deck, so, be open. Like I said to everyone, just be open, because these things come about when you least expect it. And for some of you, it's when you least expect it, and it's with something that you didn't think it was. Do you know what I mean? So really be open. But some of you know exactly who it is, and it'll still be, it'll all come out the blue. Because I seen a synchronicity the other day about once in a blue moon, and that's, yeah, I don't know, that's going to be relevant. So whether it is in areas of business, friendship, or romantic love, these practical guides are leading you directly towards the appropriate person to best support your soul at this time. Follow your heart as... Oh, God, let's sing it again. What's another song that's not that? Listen to your heart. I can't sing, that's too high. We need to stop. I actually wanted to sing that. That used to be like my favourite song when I was like 12 or 13. The one that's in Pretty Woman, which I can't actually remember the words to now. Lay a whisper. I can't sing that though, but I can't. You know the one I mean. Lay a whisper on my pillow. I can't sing, it's too high. Oh, it's funny, it's like the songs I really like are far too high. And again, I stopped making it one of my favourites because it's pretty miserable. It must have been love, but it's yeah, too high. But you know what I mean, that one. Because even when you're watching Pretty Woman, you know it's going to be all right. You know he's going to be climbing up the drain pipe with the nose. You just know it. He's going to face his fears, but it's still heartbreaking when you're watching it. And you're like, fuck's sake, man. Do you know what I mean? She just fucking told you what to do and you let her go. Do you know what I mean? What the fuck? And then he overcomes his self-sabotaging. You don't watch Love Island, do you? Well, for fuck's sake, who does? Sometimes you do, sometimes or you don't watch it, do you? But that reminds me of Love Island. Because I'm very proud watching it. I mean, you know, they're young. They're all fucking... Okay, it's horrible when you're watching these programs now too, because you're like, am I old enough to be some of these kids' mums? Or, you know what I mean? Definitely am. And that's just freaky. Then I'm like, I need to turn this shit off. But anyway, I like to observe things like this. I always loved Big Brother for this. And I like to, you know, but all I can say is what I've observed is honestly, there's this couple in it, like they're so fucking hot. Like they're really, like they're hot on their own and they're really hot together. And it's like, what I'm amazed with is I don't know whether that guy's like really into the subconscious mind or something, but he seems to, and he's admitted that he's a player, you know what I mean? That he's never properly had feelings. He's never allowed his feelings to get that far for someone. But basically he's caught him, watch this, famous last words, they're going to do that fucking sabotage thing where they do the fucking, what do you call it? When they go away in the wee holiday thing and they all cheat on them. But I'll be gutted. I won't turn it off. I'll still want to watch it. But I hope he doesn't cheat on her. Because it's basically like he's been tested, but not even really. Like he didn't even do anything. He didn't kiss him. You know what I mean? He just found somebody else attractive and kind of spoke to her and was like, she's definitely not her. Because, you know what I mean? They're all really like, they're all too hot. Let's face it. It's just not even realistic. Well, I suppose in this Instagram world, I'm not on Instagram and shit anymore. People just filter everything. I'm not gonna lie, I fucking filter the shorts too. Do you know what I mean? You'd be stupid not to. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, but it doesn't kind of totally change your face to the point of you don't even look like you anymore. Do you know what I mean? My wrinkles are fading because I juice celery juice. That's what that. But yeah, basically. Yeah, I did find it quite encouraging that I think it was in the one I watched last night or the one before that it's like the guy stopping himself before he actually self-sabotaged. And I thought, these younger kids, like that's really quite impressive. Do you know what I mean? If you could actually he's actually stopping himself from, because it's his fear. Do you know what I mean? It's his fear because he's never, that's it. Fucking hell, Charlotte, you didn't watch anymore. Casa Amor. Yeah, he's actually stopped himself from fucking it up before he fucks it up. But again, famous last words, he's probably going to fuck it up now. He's going to go into Casa Amor and be fucking putting it about. But it'd be stupid, you know what I mean? Because again, listen, I don't bat for that team, but Jesus Christ, like extremely hot, like the two of them. Like, do you know what I mean? Just hotness. Like they're just oozing hotness. And it's like, you know, you shouldn't compare, but when I'm watching it, I'm kind of like I always say, like, you know, I mean, we can't be using the twin flame word lightly, but they look like they just gel, and yeah, whether they last forever or not, like, to be quite frank, who gives a fuck? But you could at least last the fucking duration of the show and win the 50 grand and then fucking break up the week after. Do you know what I'm saying? But we'll see. I'll update you. I know you just want to join in. It's so funny because I noticed that there's a guy that actually does that on YouTube. Like I don't know what, I think he just spoke about random stuff, but he actually does just talk about Love Island. And I think it's like, again, I've subscribed to him. I don't watch I probably should. I don't watch the streams, but I've just seen, because it comes up my thing, that he always puts the fun, you know what I mean? Like so you must watch it. And then I'm like, I should have a separate channel when I do that. I fucking analyse the fucking, I'm not even funny. I'm actually going to fucking do that on the slide. No, I'm joking. I'm not. I've barely got enough fucking energy to do this half the time. I just do it here. People just tune out of that bit. Anyway, let's carry on reading this. But Love Island wanted to interrupt the love card. Where did I get to? Follow your heart as they strive to connect you with the right associations. Be more open to others, especially those whom you meet by chance. What did I say? It's Juno conjunct the sun. I mean, it's nearly the end of the day now, but not in other parts of the world. Juno conjunct the sun, and that is fated love. Being guided to your fated and destined love, or literally could be love at first sight, and absolutely for twin flames. Because if you meet somebody for the first time in your life in this lifetime, you're going to have this feeling you've known them before. Or if you don't instantly get that on the night that you meet them, that you've known them before, they're going to just grab your attention. Because again, I've not been doing that so much like for a while, but again, it is coming to me that, you know, when I met mine, again, obviously I was so young, but I was just so, I now would use the word like enmeshed, but whatever, like, you know, I was just so tangled up in the karmic fuckery of somebody fucking with my head, you know, make me think I liked them so much because they really were projecting that at me and I was projecting it back at them. There's just a whole lot of pain and trauma and thinking it's love and this actually isn't love. It's actually really fucking painful and I don't know what's going to come next with this guy. And you know what I'm saying? That's a karmic, that's a false twin flame, that's no fucking twin flame. Although your twin flame can mirror quite a lot of that shit too, and your mirror trauma, but anyway, that's another thing. But yeah, but what I'll always remember is I'm very, very fussy and I never ever fancy anyone. And that's how everybody saw me at the time with my karmic partner. Is like, Claire's just going to fucking, that's, you know, nobody's going to be able to tell her. And well, he turned my head. But again, I need to stress, sometimes it makes it sound like I was cheating. It just always sounds like that because that, again, I don't even like, can we stop doing this? Why am I talking about him? Yeah, that karmic person made me feel like even though when I wasn't in a relationship that I was still his, do you know what I mean? That's what we were kind of dealing with. And I know that a lot of used to. Hair flick, but I wasn't. I never have been since that day. But because of the fuckery that goes on in your mind, I, for a long time, acted like I was, felt like, you know, all that kind of shit. But when I met myself, like, although I was like, yeah, this guy's hot and doesn't seem like he's going to want to be, well, my boyfriend anyway, or anyone's boyfriend, again, whatever. But the point is, that's what happens. Like, you just be like, oh, who the hell are you? Like, where have you come from? And actually, you know, that's what happens. But it can kind of just send you in a bit of a, that's just what I want to do. Forevermore. Just forevermore until you sort it out again. To be continued. Right. Where did we get to? Where did I stop there? Be more open to others, especially those who you meet by chance. Yeah, and I've told the story about a million times how I met mine that night. And then when I said, where do you go out? And he said, I go here and here. And I said, oh, I never go there. I was like thinking, no, I'm too good for there. That's a shithole. And then I found myself in there the next again night. So that's how life works. You know what I mean? And I was like, I wasn't lying. My friend wanted to come here and it's just me and her. And, you know, I was like, just don't even bother. But that would spin it. That's because we're twin flames. And they were like, oh, no, we don't want you to, you know, forget that meeting just happened. So we'll make you see each other again the next night. Say hello to the neighbour, your new neighbour in your building. Suggest having lunch with the intriguing woman who sat next to you at your last business luncheon. This is a bit specific. Or strike up a conversation with the guy in front of you in the checkout line, even if it's not your usual habit. In reality, it's not accidental. Oh yeah, and also, again, there is this chance that he was talking shit, but again, I don't think he was. That even back all that time ago, we were mirroring too, because I'd just split up my boyfriend, he just split up his girlfriend. You know what I mean? But again, so this must be for them to be making me say this again, because I've said this about a million times, but I suppose if you're new, you haven't heard this. That's what can happen to a lot of twin flames. It was the right person, just the wrong time. Like, you're too young. And also, if you just split up with someone, you want a bit of freedom in that. Do you know what I mean? I'd just been in a really toxic fucking shitty thing. So you just want a bit of fun. For like 7 or 8 years. Or, you know, however long you might have done that. Might be longer than that, actually. I can't remember. Right. So don't do that either, because that's kind of toxic too. So I just call my own shit out, do you know what I mean? Or whoever else done that, do you know what I mean? But that was me that done that. In reality, it's not accidental that you suddenly find yourself attracted to certain people. Your runners placed you in their path so that you could meet. That's so confusing because runners and chasers are twin flames, but this is talking about your guides, your runner guides. Invite their energetic nature spirits to continue to direct you to others who are significant for your soul path. Their message: relax. I can't remember how it was again. We don't chase, we attract. But it says relax. We will make all the necessary introductions you seek. Oh, so that sounds like some serendipitous meetings coming some of your way. Oh, I didn't do any of that. Where is the divine feminine in the physical for the collective of the people it's going to make sense to? When's the middle-aged Love Island coming? Yeah, I know. That's a good point. I wonder how, but you see, Charlotte, right? That would be really interesting because I wonder if they would still fuck each other over. And I bet they would because it's just human nature. You know what I mean? Because let's face it, the people, well, it's about to be a bit of a, kind of, I'm tempted to still say it, but I won't. The people that kind of know, well, I don't know. I've said it before, but like you can't really go on that if you're super sensitive, eh? Like you have to be total cutthroat, competitive, ready to shit on somebody in a minute. So if that's you, bash on. But that's no me. Do you know what I mean? I've not got, I couldn't give a flying fuck. Like, I can only think a tiny handful of times in my life when that kind of has come across me. It's probably when I've been drunk. Most of the time, majority. I'm just thinking of one specific thing that's hilarious. Yeah, oh god, it's just horrible, really, when you think about it. When I'm tapping in that energy, it's horrible. I feel it when I'm watching it. Just the fucking mind games and the head fuckery and everything. It's horrible. I just hate it, man. It's just, this is what I mean. This is my Saturn talking. Like, that is why I'm like, I really am that meme where it's like, you know, I might be sleeping alone, but at least I'm sleeping alone knowing somebody's not cheating on me out there. You know what I mean? Like, that is, you know, I do kind of lean more towards that. Like, don't get me wrong, I can forgive all of that comes before, because that's different. And that's, but if you're actually with someone and they do it to you, well, you know, you've got my, you know, again, it's, people do, you know, you can get a bit, it's, anyway, half out with that. Like, that's him, just let them fucking crack on with that. It's a whole load of fucking pain and trauma, and it's other people's pain and trauma. And if they want to put themselves, I just picked up the divine masculine card. So yes, no, we're putting out there that if you want a divine masculine, not a masculine releasing lower self, because that's one of these cards, as in somebody that is working on that, not a perfect human being because nobody is, but they want to step into being divine and not have people shit on them and just always be second guessing if somebody's going to stab you in the back. I mean, it just doesn't sound fun. That's when twin flame unions, that's like the path of least resistance. Choose ease or grace. When you want to come out of the darkness and the dark side and that kind of world where people backstab you, you go to second guess your pals, your anyone around you, your fucking lover, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever fucking goes for anyone. You know, step into the new earth where folk don't treat each other like that. Divine masculine kings, yeah. So there's something about this, because again, I shuffled and it said again, there must be something about, yeah, I do think that's in the collective right now. I bet you anything I'm going to come off this, and if I'm, you know, you know, I'll find something when I go to sleep because I need to watch stuff to go to sleep. And I bet you there's going to be a similar message being channeled that it's like somebody coming out of that life. Because, oh my God, this is what Nathan got. Because the feminine twin is activating the higher self. Like I always say, you've got the same fucking higher self. I know that can be a bit confusing at times. It can be a bit confusing for me at times. You live your own sort of life, but your chakras and you're connected. That's how you can feel their feelings and that. And it all kind of makes sense when you actually talk to them about that. You're like, wait a minute, that's really fucking weird. Surrender, dark night of soul. Yeah, like I always say all the time, you know, you got to have a lot of patience, compassion on this journey because, you know, one of you like is in a dark night of soul. Like the divine feminine goes through it first, and then the divine masculine goes through it. And I feel in the times we live in, it can almost feel like the two of you are in, I wouldn't call it a dark night of soul, but if a divine masculine is in the dark night of soul in these times we live in, the divine feminine could really get pulled under and quite a lot. And that's why you might need a lot more well, you definitely do need a lot more downtime than usual. So stay grounded. And the generator, that's why I'm in human design. That's why I could sit here for hours. Because it's I generate all that energy to share out. That's why I'm going to collect the energies of the solstice and share it out. And again, you could go out and be in the solstice yourself, but it's whatever it is that the way that they use me to thing there is. Right, okay. I didn't really do that, did I? So where's the feminine at and the physical? I bet they would too. Still lots of wounds to be healed. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, I don't know what, I kind of do know what I was going to say, but it was like, it's nothing really to do with age, is it? It's like when people get stopped at a certain age. Because I definitely feel that was me for a long time. Like, I was definitely up until probably 37 when I was guided to follow my North Node. I was 100% still feeling like I was about 20 or something. Do you know what I mean? Or fit, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, it was actually a moment I had with a friend, and I think I said this, and we were sitting watching Sex and the City, and I just made us like a coffee, and we were eating the toast and that, and I was thinking, this is a bit fucking depressing, man. I remember I started watching this at 15, right, and I loved it, and here I am sitting like 36 in my bed with one of my best pals, and we're sitting watching Sex and the City, and we're both single as fuck, and it's like, fuck my life. Do you know what I mean? How did this happen? Do you know what I mean? And you're saying it's kind of weird when, you know, because I thought, how weird is that? And I think in that episode, like, she mentioned being 36 or something. And then I caught another one the other night, and the synchronicity was hilarious. Oh my God, actually, it's not even funny. Oh, I don't know if I should say that. Sorry, I'm just ripping the pure piss. I am going to say it. So I did catch an old episode, and I can't remember what one it was now, but it will be relevant. Oh, I do. Oh, this is for someone. I do remember. It was basically, she was using her throat chakra and she marched up to him because remember, he actually married someone. And I say it all the time, a lot of twin flames do it. It depends how much you're going to self-sabotage. Some people will walk somebody right up that fucking aisle if they're in denial. And sometimes I really do feel twin flames might do that because they just, let's face it, depending on how much of an ego death someone's went through, a lot of the time your twin flame might not just want to admit that you were right. And that's sad. I always think, fuck, if somebody can't put their pride aside and love you enough to be like, anyway, I'm not even going to go there because I can't even get my head around it. But some people do it. Because that's not what your twin flame would do to you. Like, they would not sit there and be like, oh, I told you so and I was right. Like, they're just going to be fucking delighted to see you. Do you know what I mean? They're going to want to talk and sort out. But it's like I've channeled this before. It's the feeling that I get is, because you've went through so much hell, and the two of you, not just one fucking person, the two of you went through utter hell, truth and flames, right? You're not going to want to talk about the past, right? But again, I kind of think as well, when I've channeled into some of these things as well, you can't not talk about it at all, because that would be stupid as well, because then you're always going to have these questions. But I just feel I can't remember getting that deck, but it's about having a big heart to heart and just getting it all out. And then I think, you know what, just fucking leave it in the past and move on, because it's in the past and it's done. That's why I just keep getting things about karmic justice and it's done. Something's done.
Oh yeah, I didn't say. So it's just because it is funny. It's just my sense of humor, but I have to go there. So it's not so much this old episode, but that old episode where she walked up to him and she was like, I just need to ask you, why was it not me? Like, why? And I can't actually remember. He doesn't, and that's what it was like, because remember, he ends up married her and that. It's like, he just sort of goes all sheepishly in that, and he's just, I can't remember what he says. It wasn't good enough anyway. He was lying, basically. And the answer is, if he's being honest, he was too scared. Like, he was too scared because she was the one. So he chose someone that wasn't the one. But he actually fucking married her. And then I think they were married for 2 seconds and then they got divorced. You know what I mean? No, they cheated. Remember, he cheated on her. He cheated on with her. That's remember that episode? Did you ever watch Sex and that? I can't watch that episode because she's in his house, which was just fucking stupid. Like, he leaves her in the flat, and then the woman comes home, and she tries to run out, and she runs out in her bra, and then the woman ends up falling down the stairs and knocking her teeth out. Sorry, I should laugh, but it's kind of like fucking hell. Talk about karma. Like, that was karma on the carry, because it was like she was basically mortified, and yeah, you deserve better. Do you know what I mean? They shouldn't have been sneaking around. They wouldn't be needing to sneak around if you hadn't fucking married somebody else. Like, just fucking end it with her and get rid of, you know what I mean? Anyway, seems fucking common sense, but anyway. But no, the episode I'm actually laughing about was it's the first episode. I said at the time, I'm just trying to think if that was before I came off Facebook or if it was on here. I think it might have been before I came off Facebook, but did you ever watch Just Like That? I mean, it's a load of shit, man, but I did watch it because I was like, this is terrible. And I'm telling you, the fucking agendas and the woke shit, which is not the same as being awake, the woke agendas that they put in that program are so cringe, it's not even funny. Taken politically correct to the next fucking level of fucking stupid, put it that way. If you watch it, you'll see what I mean. But anyway, he dies. Like, do you know what I mean? To spoiler alert, but he fucking dies on a fucking exercise bike. And I'm sorry, but it is my sense of humour. It made me laugh because I thought, oh great, I've been watching Sex and the City since I was 15. And you know, it's like, you know, people, there are bits that you can kind of associate with. It's kind of like, is this ever going to happen for her? And it's like she finally gets her Prince Charming, and they have, well, mind you, I think they're meant to have had like 20 years together, and he just fucking croaks it in the very first episode of the series. He's fucking gone. You know what I mean? You're like, fuck you, life. You know what I mean? You let her get her dream guy, or fucking, you know, and then he fucking, do you know what I mean? Jesus Christ, man. That was what I'm not even going to. I think I cried that night. I texted my best friend. I was like, remember how you feel like you were hurt? I was like, this is fucking depressing. I'm watching the episode. It's like our best friend was cuddling in the bed after her husband's just died. I was like, why the hell am I watching this shit? This is the. It did make me laugh too, though. Did you not watch it, Charlotte? Again, it's not really worth it, but it's worth it just to get the kind of. Oh my god, yeah. It was the repeat was on the other night. That's how, and I happened to catch. I got it right. I got it right. I got it right at that bit. I thought, what the fuck? Why did you know what I mean? I want to see how. And again, I'm telling you, like, you might think I'm joking. I don't know who this is for, and sorry if I have to stop laughing now that I feel. Sorry if this has some kind of relevance to someone's life. Like, I genuinely am sorry if somebody's had some kind of loss of a. I don't, you know. Yeah, basically, sorry if that is the case, but it's just cruel, isn't it? Like, it's like I always say, for fuck's sake, like, look, 10 and 12 and 13 years, however long you've been in a separation is bad enough. But see the folk that have been apart for their twin fucking flame for 20 years. Like, I know some twin flames, it's like, again, these are the ones I'm channeling for, actually. Again, so it's, that must be the ones that are a wee bit older than me and you, Charlotte, because I've met a lot online through sessions and just online. I've met women like that, and fucking hell, talk about warriors. I've met some women where, again, it is like the love of their life has literally married somebody else who's a fucking nightmare. It's always the same story. And they're just waiting for them to fucking realise that, well, or get out of that. And they're still waiting, they're devoted on the love of their life. And I've fucking taken my hat off. That's really to anyone that's on this journey that's really in it, because when you're really in it, it's fucking sucks. Anyway,
So that's why it's like, I do kind of feel that's like spiritual warfare when you happen to catch shit like that. And you're like, my God, man, this is depressing. Right. Where's the feminine at with all that being said in the physical? Integration, multi-dimensional healing. Well, that's what we're in the business of doing around here. And soul merger, ebb and flow. And processing karmic debris. See, that's what I said. Divine feminines are going through their own shit as well. You're both clearing karma for. But basically, you're clearing karma so that there isn't a lot of shit to sort through when you're with yours. 20, oh my God, 23 years. Well, that's because we've been doing this long. It's added a few years on. 23 years from you bumped into him 21 years ago for all of 10 minutes. It's a long ass journey. Yeah, it is. It's a long ass painful journey. And what I'm always grateful for you, Charlotte, is be grateful you didn't fucking realise, you know, until whenever it was you saw me saying that. Because imagine if you'd actually known. But the thing is, well, you tell me, although you didn't consciously know about the twin flame thing, you still did always sort of think about him, you know, maybe not as when it comes on like the obsessively kind of, but I don't know, did you? I don't know. Right, where's the masculine at before I forget the cards? Oh my God. Holy fuck, I'm telling you, I don't know who's watching this, but I knew that. They told me that, and I thought, I don't want to be on it that long. I have literally just come on here to talk people into the Leo moon, because it is Leo moon now, or it's going to be really soon. So I think people that are really in a dark place that are either going to watch it, you know, needed to be talked into the Leo moon, because Cancer moon is rough. I'm just checking. It's literally like, it's wait a minute, I'll refresh my phone. It's like we're still like we're so like we're nearly out of it. We're like probably like 25 minutes away from, so we're in the very last. This is why I'm talking about feelings, but again, it's all feelings in the twin flame journey. Right, divine masculine, to go with the ones I can't really remember. Expansive growth, but it's the one that says twin flame facilitator. So that I always pick that when I've been doing something about myself, because I always see that's what I am as well. But it's what this is that the divine masculines are going through this expansive growth. And that's when I was talking about it's uncomfortable. It kind of reminds me when I was Saint Marie, or anyone else that's got the North Node in Taurus, because like I said, that's a lot of you looking at my statistics. Or, you know, you might know all of the Northern Taurus. I keep saying Taurus. I don't know why I keep saying that's Taurus. But yeah, those of you that do, it's really crunched. Actually, like my best pal texted me earlier, that I'm going to check in when I speak to her, like she's got that. And there'll be something quite pressing in your life, like this big change that just feels fated and you're being pulled to it. It doesn't need to be love, but it will be for a lot of people. It's a big life change. Because like I said, for me, it wasn't love. It was my twin flame mission, let's face it. It was putting up my shamanic journey. And yeah, so divine masculines are getting expansive growth and trust. Ask, listen, allow. And like I always say, when I get this card, you might see that emoji somewhere and it will have an important meaning. And mystical messages, follow the signs. And then that's not a coincidence, I've just pulled follow the signs. So what I get from that is divine masculines are going through this huge expansive growth. They're moving on, I just thought that doesn't sound right. Anyway, but it's like, you know, they're yeah, it's like they're just it's we need to go. I'm losing it now. Fuck now. It's quite funny because the fucking, you know, the Venus and Mars and Leo hasn't took it there, but it just didn't sound right what I said. But yeah, their soul is expanding and they're trusting and they're asking and they're going within, they're listening, or you are, and you're allowing and you're following the signs. Basically, it feels like where there may have been a bit of resistance for the divine masculines that are in that energy, I just feel there's shit happening that you can't ignore. I've always known, I just didn't have a label for it yet. And that usually is what most people say, you know what I mean? But you talk yourself out of it, is what I've found. Is divine masculines talk themselves out of it more. Like, oh, this isn't going to happen. It's like, this is their dream. But that's actually what, because the divine feminines do that at first too. And then you actually, when you really actually it clicks, it's like, oh no, this is real. But then you still have to push through all your blocks. But it's the divine masculine really seems to have a bigger issue with that from what I've observed. Is it just feels too good to be true. And they're more distrusting. Like it's, but again, divine feminines can be like that too. But then I feel when divine feminines are like that, there has been evidence that would make, you know, you've actually been given evidence that it's like, well, I think I'm kind of right to look out for myself. But yeah, it's more just that feeling. It's like it would be too good to be true that there wouldn't be a problem in this relationship. That's kind of the feeling. Right, why am I shuffling these? But I need to go. I've been on here 3 hours. Oh, am I stopping this at 11:11? No, it's 8 minutes past 11, but it might stop at 11:11. And then remember that is I'm going to send the healing in 24 hours from now, tomorrow, for the solstice. If you want to be a part of that, it's in the pinned link. And step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second. Kale and spirulina taste like ass. Kale were actually all right, by the way. Except I'm sure I've seen something the other day saying it was like, again, it was one of these thumbnails that I haven't fucking watched the video, but it said, once you hear this, you'll not eat kale again. I didn't bother watching it. It was about 2 hours, but somebody wants to go and look what that's all about. I might find it again. Eat some yummy shit. Bacon, chocolate, beer, get some. Well, I'm not going to take that advice because I'm eating very healthily right now and I want my summer body back, thanks, because it left me for a while, but it's making a comeback very slowly. So you can do something else to bring about a bit of joy. Put the fucking phone down. Too much screen time is making you awkward and sad. Go talk to a live person. Go see some shit. Do some new things. Talk to people cooler than you. Take a fucking trip. And this says, take a shot. Don't take 12, take 1. Okay, maybe 2. Move on. But I mean, that's what feels like in the collective, like move on. It's time to move on from the past and step into the new. Expand your consciousness. You do you. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. So again, you see how that fits for divine masculines that need to move on from their comfort zone and step into different areas of their life, which is basically, you know, pushing out their comfort zone. For those of you, it's your north node is even more important, but really I'd say for everyone, because the nodes are going to change for everyone. But if it's your north node, it would be more pressing and feel more scary, and it should feel scary and exciting too. And it's not always about love. It can be any area of your life. And but for divine feminines, same thing. You do you. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. Surrender. So if you've not already surrendered what's happening in your union, surrender, because that's the only way it comes about anyway. And I just shuffled and they said the same thing. You do you. Stop trying to change people. That shit never works. I can spin that loads of other kinds of way. It can go for like anybody. It can go for divine masculines that are still with karmic energies that think they're going to be able to, you know, this person's going to change. Newsflash, they're never going to change. Anybody that's ever been in a karmic friendship, a karmic romantic thing, they're never going to change. You know, it's always going to be toxic, you know. People can vouch for that have been in it. Well, what's this one? Get the ugly cry on. Let that shit go. Your soul will thank you. You need a good fucking cry. Oh my God. That is so right now. That is the last degree Cancer moon. And remember, it's Cancer moon. It's Cancer season for the next month. So that's very apt. What else do we need? No, I feel like I need to pull 6 cards. It was 4 and then it changed to 6. So we're just going to go 1, the 7. Oh, that one again. The 7 sisters. Birthing, creations, tapestry, expression. That is very about talking your, speaking your voice, like we've been talking about tonight. I used to talk myself out of it, even when he told me how he felt. Yeah, and so that's what I mean. That's what I'm saying, you know. Yeah, that actually, you know what? Thanks for sharing, Charlotte, because that actually really backs up what we're saying. So even if the divine feminine has said how they feel to the divine masculine, a lot of them still won't believe it. So that's why you just need to surrender, because until the person loves themselves enough. And they will do it. Again, trust me, if you're a true twin flame, it might seem like they're never going to do it, but there will come a time in their life where, trust me, they'll literally be forced to do it. The energies will force them to do it. But by that time, a divine feminine, it's not given up, but it will look like, yeah, they'll have surrendered. You'll have surrendered, whoever's listening to this. And you'll just surrender the timing. And yeah, and that's what I'm saying. It's not like someone doesn't want to do that. It's suspicion just arises in someone because it's like I say, it's too good to be true. And really, if you're honest, if you're divine feminine, you will be able to get that because it's your mirror. Do you know what I mean? It's your mirror. Wait a minute. So the second, wait a minute, 2, I'm just going to pull the cards out and then 3, 4. Oh, lovely. These are such Cancer energies. 5. Get grounded. It's all the things we've already said tonight. 6. Wow. Right. Okay. So expression. The new moon in Gemini is a throat activation. I channeled that on the one that hasn't been published, so you'll see that I said that. And with people that have shared tonight have said that they've felt the same energies as well. And like I said, it could even have been that you felt me telepathically telling you that the other night. But whatever it is, it's in the collective. The age of light, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Again, that's what it means by even if you've been awake for a long time, you ain't seen nothing yet. Like I always say, you ain't seen nothing yet with what I'm here to do and share in the world, but with yourself as well. Like if you think that you are on your mission or following your calling, you're just going to be taken to new heights and new places. And one of the ones I've published, there was a lot about people that are having money struggles. It's because the union codes come in, well, like what it sounds like when you're in union. Now that's not for everyone, but for some twins, it is that the bigger bit of your abundance, or like I said, if you've had money or abundance, it gets, something happens where it all fucking gets drained away, and usually to the divine masculine. It doesn't always need to happen this, but it usually does. And again, it's just to teach you a lesson about what you like. So again, if you used to think you couldn't survive without X amount of money, and again, and this is the thing, it doesn't matter about your gender, it's money is always a bigger deal to the divine masculine regardless of sex. It's just, and even if you're not a big, even if you're not a big money person or that, and you can make do with a little bit, it comes in at some kind of other factor, you know what I mean? It's just, it is, you'll worry about it more, you'll stress out, you'll not be able to get yourself out of your head more, it's and that's why it makes sense to me that the abundance comes about in union, because you see how when I chat with divine masculine energies on here, which let's face it is most of the time, you balance each other out. You balance, I said that funny, I think I'd done a lisp or something there, but it's like you balance each other out. So yeah, you teach each other a lesson. So the twin that's too kind of not too, but just like no points for guessing which one I am, but it's like if you're so kind of mystical and spiritual in that, and you just your twin will be able to sort of balance that practical aspect, and they'll actually be able to, that's the thing as well, they'll be able to see and feel where you struggle. Fucking annoying, isn't it? But it's like they'll be able to tune in, but you can do that with them too. And it's kind of like, so wherever you need to be more practical and grounded and actually kind of like not be so much about all the spiritual stuff all the time, or whatever you want to call it, and just kind of have fun and shut the door on that for a while. Your twin, because they're the matrix twin. Again, I don't like saying it like that, but the divine masculine is the one that lives more in the matrix. It's just funny that Michelle was like just coming out from the matrix so much, on our break, and then it's so yeah, pulls the divine feminine a little bit into not the real world, because I feel the real world is anyway, but you know what I'm saying. You reach a compromise, because that's really what it is. It's like divine feminine is bringing down the heaven, and divine masculine is grounded in the earth, and the earth is mother nature, it's pachamama, it's the earth is just as important as like the heavenly realms, you know what I mean? It's like, this is, I'm going very shamanic right now, but you know what I mean, this is what it's about. It's that is, or you know, whether you want to call it divine feminine, divine mask, you know, I've done it the other way, but it's because it doesn't matter. Divine, because actually that's what's confusing. Divine feminine is bringing in the higher realms, but actually divine feminine in shamanism is the below the underworld, and that really speaks to me because I heal people, you know, that are depressed, suicidal, or they're dealing with people around them that are like that. You know, that is the lower world, and that is the trauma and everything, and this is all the stuff that I help people with, because I can handle it, basically. Not everyone, because I've been training for a lifetime. See what they've done there, but again, see how that works for you. But yeah, but with divine masculines, because this is what I do in my sessions, divine feminines can balance out a divine masculine where they're too stuck in their head. It's like when I pulled that card for Nathan about the twin being at the battle of the head and the heart. The divine masculines they really always have a, you know, that battle going on, and it can be when a divine feminine has an input, it can really balance that out. But the same way, like if a divine feminine's got an issue, then divine yeah, you can just sort each other shout, do you know what I mean? So you save money on therapists, you know what I mean? But like I said, if you need a bit of deeper healing, you need to balance that shit out. But right, okay, so where did I end it with actually? Right, so the wasteland, sustainability, slow down, tend to your garden. Yeah, so tend to your own garden, because that woman's crouched up in a ball. And she's like, holy fucking shit, man, what next? What next? So regardless your tender, tend to your own garden before you go helping other people. How can you mother yourself? Again, very Cancer, and the last degree of Cancer that I've just literally near enough spoke us into the Leo moon. How can you mother yourself? I mean, I actually just need to check my phone because I'm mothering people in my life and I want to make sure they're all right. Oh dear. I think the kids are feeling the solstice. Are your kids feeling the solstice? Get grounded. Empaths. Oh my god, look at this. That's not a coincidence. I'm just, you know, I'm just getting a message about the kids are acting up, and it's highly sensitives connect with nature. They do. They feel the energies. And my nieces are super psychic. Actually, what happened today, right? So you know how I do this? Again, I don't do it every day. And I actually shared the other day I was sharing it, but I was talking about something else. I said today, I always pick random words. I said today, someone's going to say the word sparkly to me, right? And it's going to answer something. And I actually kind of did, I thought, and then I said, right, I knew it would be my youngest niece, right? And I just let it go, and I forget. And sometimes I forget what we even said. And I was standing doing the dishes, and she was lying on the floor, and she was being so cute. We were dancing. It was so amazing. We were dancing at the radio in the kitchen. It was funky house music, and I was, this is fucking brilliant. I was just having a wee dance with her, you know. And see, that's because we've both got the same. We've got the Venus and Aries, and the Venus and Aries, and mine being in the 5th house. We were loving life. That's the niece that I always say. She just stares at me. She just stares at me and smiles at me, and she was just going, Claire, I love you. And I'm like, I love you too. She's like, I love you. I miss you. Because I used to look after her once a week. And it's like, now I pick up the other one on that day. So it's like, I was trying to explain that to Vista. I was like, by the way, I need to have another day where I'm going to have to come and see her for an hour or something, because it looks like I've just kind of been looking after her. And then now it's like I've got her sister. So, but it was cute. But yeah, anyway, she was just, and I can't even remember in what context, but she was just lying there and she went, something sparkly. And I was like, what? And it just kind of, so again, I think that's symbolic of, for someone out there, it's like, I feel a child around you, or just play about with it. Like actually say something like what I done, be like, if somebody, and pick a random word. I know that isn't that random, because kids do tend to, like, you know, often it would be, oh, I like your sparkly eyeshadow, or I like your sparkly nail varnish, but it wasn't, I can't remember why she said it. It was nothing like that. It was something quite random. And I was like, and she kept saying it too. And I was like, oh my God. And she's a Pisces. That's a very psychic sign, as we know, Charlotte. But yeah, but just, I think you need to watch out. If this hasn't happened yet, just watch out for you setting intention and be like, right, if I hear the word this, it answers this, or it means this, or blah, blah, blah. And see if somebody, anybody, it doesn't need to be a child, but I feel a child is going to say something. Because if anything else, it's just fun when that happens. But right, okay. Sisterhood of the Rose, and there we go. There's the Rose Mary Magdalene codes that keep coming through, and this is definitely about tomorrow. Beauty and devotion, priestess, mystic, teacher, and boom, drop the mic. That's what I've been doing tonight, and I'm definitely over and out because we're on 3 hours and 30 minutes. Fucking hell. See, when I sit here for this long, that is very important energy. And can I just say that, look at what's on the bottom of the deck. I could keep going, but we've got the fertile void, inner winter, rest, patience, potency, secret beginnings. That'll mean different things to different people, but you know what I always say, for anyone where this is coming about, don't be fucking telling folk. Creations realised, right time, harvest, celebrate, the bloom, something's blooming for some folk out there. The sacred waters, nourishment, replenishment, health, rest, self-care. Again, it's just a wee balance of there's things happening for some twins because it's the right time, because it literally says the right time on that card. And for others, it's not the right time. It's time for rest and self-care. You'll know which one you're in. 23. Oh, I love it. My phone on 23 is a very powerful number, actually, very powerful. And then it reduces to the 5, which is big changes, and that's what I've been talking about. And my phone is 4% battery. Love it. Union, foundation, stability. I just want to see if we're on the Leo moon yet. Oh my God, I did. I knew it. See, this is what I mean. Like, that is how, I wouldn't even call that my clairaudience. No, yeah, it is. It's my, see, I'm not tired. They made me say it. I thought I was going to say, I wouldn't call that my clairvoyance. Although it kind of was, because I saw me sit. It's weird too. I was going to go on my phone, and the fucking phone kept popping out of stand. So I really do need to either find that one. I'm sure I've got another one of the one that broke, or I need to buy another one. But the phone kept popping out of stand. Remember when it done it when I was on it, and I thought, oh shit, and I thought, I'm not meant to do this. And so I did see that I was going to be on the laptop, and that was my clairaudience. They were like, you're going to sit there and talk people into Leo moon, so you're welcome. Leo moon, 0 degrees. Happy, happy, joy, joy. And if you're not happy, happy, joy, joy. Just expect it. It's written in the stars. That is just a random notebook that I grabbed. It's written in the stars. It is. It's very destined and fated times. That's the Juno talking. Right. This is the bit where I try to work out how to end this shit. So, yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'll pop up randomly, probably about the time of the solstice. But if I don't manage to catch it, then I'll film something around then and I'll put it out. But I feel I'm going to. And yeah, if you want to be part of the distant healing, just use that link there. And I'll put a post out again too to give people a chance. Again, sorry I didn't give you more warning, but it's always last minute that they throw at me. So it'll be people that are meant to do it will do it. Oh, fuck's sake, I seriously can't find it. For some reason, when I done the updates, the fucking Zoom had disappeared. I had to install it. So anyway, Charlotte, sleep well. Everyone else, sleep well. Enjoy the solstice, whatever it brings for you. And yes, it's lovely to see. Well, I'm not seeing you, but I'm feeling your energy here. And thank you for sharing as well. I always appreciate you sharing, and everybody learns when people share. Oh, that's weird, because I'm sure it is free tomorrow, and it's not free, but it's free 7. Of course, the 37 isn't there. See you later. Bye.